So
That's a nice little snippet from for the fans. This is the stuff that we usually get up to.
Well, we started the stream. I've now started recording.
It's,
Hooray!
So
all the character icons like organized really weirdly as well on your screen because it's like obscuring most of the board.
I'm so sorry. Who was that aimed at?
Devillo.
Yes.
Yeah, the character icons, they're just sort of like overlapping each other a bit in a weird way.
Now, by that, do you mean the tokens on the map or the player avatars?
The player avatars.
Oh, that's something on your settings.
Yeah, roll 20 settings.
Yeah. So what you do is you go to the far right. None of us have ever thought of doing that before.
I'm learning today.
Oh man. But yeah, you just go down in your settings, and I believe where it says chat avatars, you set the player avatar size as small. It's basically scrolling down pretty much to the bottom.
Or names
and where
only.
it's got game settings. Yeah, names only can help too.
Yeah, I keep my names only.
That was bothering me last session.
Oh, okay.
That technical support out of the way. Dungeon Master Devillo,
Yes, indeed.
would you like to tell us a story?
Oh, it would be my pleasure. So, last time, it was a pretty chill session, all things considered. You guys went down underground to a little mining operation in the middle of the giant sinkhole that is where like half of the city of Cusvel still resides. A small walled-off section to, prevent the various aberrations, feral undead, and other horrific monstrosities from killing you all instantly. Basically, a group of goblins, a cartel, had been working on uncovering some long-forgotten passages deep underground. They were trying to rediscover the ancient ruins of a city known as Nellial, something that existed long, long before Cusvel was built. Unfortunately, you guys... Well, no, we'll get to that part in a moment. You were basically tasked with trying to uncover the person who was behind the recent, let's be honest, terrorist attacks on the city. And one of your associates in a rival cartel, Matthias, he said that the explosive material, which was stolen from him, was stolen potentially by Natrix, the person in charge of this mining operation. So you infiltrated to the best of your ability. You helped diffuse a bit of a situation between this particular cartel and a couple of the kobold slaves. You then realized that the second in command, Nadine, was absolutely down with you killing her boss because her current boss, Natrix, was... I believe the exact term was batshit insane, evil as fuck, and needed to die. You found out when you actually encountered her in person that, yeah, that was not an understatement. The leader of this cartel, Natrix, was revealed to be not actually the hobgoblin she pretended to be, but she was in fact a Barghest, a demonic entity that feasts on not just the bodies, but the souls of goblinoids. However, our goblin gunslinger, oh my gosh, Mr. Wext Greenstride, got a very particular shot off, and the creature is now dead and bubbling away in the corner somewhere. Half of the group... so we also bumped into a new individual, another member of the August Sanctum Not Assassins Honest College, named Seethe. This Tabaxi woman was doing she was currently in the middle of her own mission involving Natrix when the party basically did half her work for her, pretty much. And she, along with Tahu, Dog, and who else was with you guys?
Hi.
There we go. Yeah, Arcanis. You guys went to Natrix's lair, discovered a few of her unfinished meals, and you were currently poking through her belongings. The rest of the group, Jurnis and Wex and Graz, I believe you guys were going over some basic gun safety tips. Meanwhile, in the cave, by himself, Sir Icrius and Lady Chemise are currently, I believe they're having a little conversation. So, we are going to now head over to... yes, so... Meanwhile, let me just... Why... Apologies, I'm currently going through several different windows at the moment. We've still not got the graphics card set up, so I'm doing this all with... There we go.
Real quick, see if you have the snap feature. You're on Windows 7, right?
Yes. Oh, no, I am on Windows 10. I upgraded.
Okay.
Yeah, you should be able to.
Yeah, if you take one window, pull it to one side, it'll snap to it and let you put another window on the other side.
Huh. This is all with one monitor, yeah?
Yeah,
Yep.
I do it all the time.
Right. Okay. Oh, I
also-
see it.
You can also drag in and adjust the size of each window, so...
I see. Okay, okie dokie. That is actually really useful. Thank you very much, Icy. Appreciate you. Okay, so we are going to first of all head over to I believe Jurnis, Graz, and Wex. You guys are and Ang. I apologize. We have so many characters. You guys are currently going through a little bit of gun safety. A little bit ahead of you is the lair where your other friends are hanging out, and just behind you, Chemise and Icricus are having a conversation. What are you guys doing?
I'd say Wex is basically taking Jurnis through the basic use of a flintlock.
Mm-hmm.
How to prime it, how to load it.
Okay. Jurnis, give me an intelligence check, please.
Sure.
I would say you're trying really hard to concentrate, and Wex is he's being very particular with the language. There's a lot of really odd specifics that you are having trouble latching onto. But really, it's not so much his fault. It's more you can't help but keep thinking about how that isn't a ceiling. Those aren't walls. You are surrounded on all sides by solid stone.
Mm-hmm.
And you're holding it together, but you can either hold it together or listen to him, and the information is just not, it's not really sinking in right now. Graz, for the most part, is kind of aware of this, and you can feel her squeezing onto your other hand quietly.
Just continuing to fake it and nodding while Skullface is pointing out the more intricate details of the gun. It's like, right, rifling, because that's an important thing.
The most important thing is, once you've primed it, make sure you keep the hammer down. Otherwise, if you got to put it in your pocket, you'll shoot yourself in the arse.
Shot in the arse. Turns to look at Graz.
Refresh my memory. Did that happen?
Yes,
I don't remember. That actually
canonically
happened. There we go. Yeah, Graz is just like, again, the hand sort of squeezes yours a little bit, but less than a friendly, you kind of feel a claw there. Just like a little...
For those who are new and do not know, not long after we got the gun, I made a short joking story that Graz was playing with the gun, not knowing how to use it, accidentally shot Jurnis in the arse, and the DM declared it canon.
Yes.
So, yes, that's that joke.
Mm-hmm. That explains the limp. Anyway. So, as you guys are heading towards the lair, meanwhile, we're going to jump over to... Boop. So, Arcanis, I would like Tahu, Seethe, and Arcanis to give me a perception check, please.
Okay.
Okay, then. I would say, Tahu, you're still busy keeping an eye on this new person who I'm going to assume you're not really trusting. Is that correct?
Yeah, for the most part.
That's fair. Arcanis and Seethe, however, you start hearing this sort of like chewing, gnawing sound. And as you both look over your shoulders, you see Dog currently hanging, basically walking around with a goblin leg in his mouth.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, I think we should probably take it off him.
You could try.
Agnes is going to very gently pat Dog on the head and just go, "Okay, boy, I need you to drop that, okay?"
Give me animal handling, please. A 10. Dog, would you give me... Shall we make it an intelligence? Just a basic intelligence check. So on your character sheet where it says intelligence, you just push that and it should roll something. Your bone. Maybe the other dog, the not dog, wants to play.
No, come on. I know that you want to get to the marrow, the yummy bit of people, but seriously, we got two goblins with us, and they ain't gonna be too happy seeing you chowing down on one of them.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, while that's going on, Seethe, you had actually, I think you were investigating over here, yeah? I would say that you actually found the documents that you'd been hired to procure. You also find... Let me just share this. You also find this particular item. It is a small brown glass vial filled with a kind of viscous substance.
Ooh, do I have proficiency in poisons? Yes, proficiency in poisonous tools. Could I try and deduce what it is?
You can certainly try.
Yeah. So what do I roll in this?
That would be... For that, I do think it's either going to be an intelligence or a perception. Whichever is highest. Insight. Okay. No, that is a fair point, yeah. That'll be an insight and add your proficiency modifier on top of that.
Okay. That'll be an extra 4 on that, so...
Yes.
Whatever I get, just send us ever...
Exactly. Yeah, add 4. Yeah. So, okay! You know how to kill people. You know poisons. And you know, in your heart of hearts, black as it may be, this exists to kill. Well, from what you've told me about the character. But yeah, you have never seen something like this before. This is something new. You don't know what it is. You don't know what it does. But you've got a good idea.
With a plastic lid.
Hmm?
And apparently with a plastic lid.
There's only so many... Hey now, I can't draw everything. But yeah, no, it is, like I say, it's a brown glass vial, and inside there is... The liquid is sort of syrupy. So you know that it would be, perfect for, say, dipping on a blade or some kind of ammunition. You're not too sure how much is needed or what it would do. But this is something that you have never seen before.
Okay, she's going to along with the rest of the document. She's going to try and pocket that without anybody else noticing.
I'd say that's going to be with major disadvantage, given the fact that Tahu is literally over your shoulder. So you can try.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Well, I'll pocket it with I'll pocket it like all casual, like it's not that big a deal.
Okay, in that case, give me performance, and Tahu, you can give me an insight to. I'd say.
I'm just gonna let it slide.
Yeah. Are you sure? Okay. No problem.
Now, I may not be the DM in this case, but that sounds like more of a deception roll to me.
Deception, it is. But again, Tahu, if you... Well, yeah, Tahu's not the only person here. So yeah, roll me a deception with advantage then, given your actor feat.
I'm glad I picked that feat.
It's a good one. I'm going to have to use that myself one day.
Deception with advantage. Where are you?
The advantage, there is usually the ability to toggle advantage. There you go, a 22. I'd say Arrocakkra, unless you're really paying attention. I'd assume you're more focused on dog and trying to...
Yeah, I am. Second, yeah.
Yeah.
So, do I add any of this? Do I infiltrate, or should we just assume
I would say for the time being, the brown vial and the relevant documents are going to be in your inventory.
Okay. I'll just call on documents and brown vial.
Yeah, for the documents, just say Natrix documents.
Yeah.
So we
Thanks,
remember. No problem. Okay then. Alright, so I would say one last chance, Arcanist. Give me a persuasion. 14. Dog, give me wisdom saving throw, please.
Okay, come on. I know I like to numb people's legs too, but yeah, this is that time or place.
Your bone. No, your bone. And I'd say it's at that point that Graz and the rest of the crew show up. So you guys are now basically here.
Alright, well, we'll continue the list later on, Vex. But let's see what's left over here, shall we?
As long as we've not got any more nasty surprises.
Does anyone else hear growling?
I don't know, maybe the dog's found something. Hey, what are you guys doing?
Did they open the curtains? Do we know that they're in there?
I cut the curtains.
Yes, so basically this large, section of, heavy, luxurious, looking thick red velvet curtains. There is a large hole in the middle, so you can't technically look straight through, but there is a bit of a gap and there's plenty of noise and growling.
Oh dear.
So do I have the bone or not?
You have the bone. You have the bone in your
the
mouth,
leg.
and you ain't letting go.
No, come on, you gotta let go.
Can I pull away from him and like just prance out like proudly like look what I found?
You absolutely can.
No, I got meat. I'll give you meat.
You should have opened with that. And for clarification, Arcanus is a woman.
Oh, sorry. Okay, sorry.
No.
Her. I'd like to pull away from her and prance out with the leg in my
Please
mouth.
do.
It's like my
do.
tail wagging like, look what I got!
Oh, no.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so we'll just say, yeah, your tokens here, so we'll just say you do that?
Yeah.
Okay, so dog, yeah, there you go. Dog basically shows us that.
Oh dear God, what has it got?
Jurnis, would you please give me a wisdom saving throw for Graz?
Sure. Let me get her sheet. Saving throw wisdom.
Mm-hmm.
She's very good at that.
Right. Somebody, not me, is going to pick that up. In the meantime, she walks right over to you and takes your hip flask, and she is downing it.
Alright, fair enough. She's just
Skullface.
Mm-hmm.
Skullface is just kind of blinking in disbelief.
Dog shakes it in his mouth.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, you know, I remember when we thought that dog was cute. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Alright, boy.
I'm more...
Come on, boy.
I'm pretty sure I've...
Drop it. You don't know where that's been.
Well, we do know where it's been, but it's where it's been that's worrying us.
Dog tries to lift his arm like, oh, you want me to shake your hand? Okay.
Alright, good dog. Now, give me the bone. Drop it.
Oh, shit, you rolled a 22.
I know this is inappropriate to say, but I feel like I went to the same shoe shop I used to go to.
That's really what you're focusing on right now?
You know what? Yeah, I think focusing on the shoe and not the rest of it's probably for the best, you know?
Okay, I guess I drop it at her feet.
Meanwhile...
I sit down and I drop it like, okay, there you go.
I love it. Meanwhile, alone, in the dark, not having the best of days.
No.
What is going through the head of Sir Icrius right now?
Oh, that's the perfect question to ask, because, as you know, DM, Icrius is paralyzed. And I checked out the specifics of the condition. He cannot move, he can't even speak. So all he has for company is his own thoughts. Which are rather along the lines of frantic panic, bitter self-loathing, and just a whole lot of eternal screaming, and many, many repeated utterance of, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it, I knew it! And he's just futilely trying to will his body to move, to stoke the flames of asepsis that are inside him to get his body moving, but it ain't given. That necrotic bitch stifled his fire somewhat. And that fucking sucks. He's filled with a cold he's never felt before.
Give me a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oops, maybe I shouldn't have been so descriptive. With save!
Yes.
20!
It's good rolls today.
Yeah, really good rolls. You, it's cold. You can't move around for warmth. It is pitch black. You do have dark vision, so you do see the grey shape of the stone around you. So for the most part, you know nothing's going to come out.
Oh, Dennis.
Hello?
Quick correction.
Oh.
Icarus doesn't have dark vision.
Oh, honey. Well, in that case, you hear every single little drip amplified. You hear the distant wind, the general air of movement in the stillness, if that makes sense. You've never felt more alone in your life. Never more far away from the warmth of your deity.
Mm-hmm. Very accurate, very on point.
You did this to yourself.
Mm-hmm. He totally did.
And the worst part is, they could have killed you, whatever those things were. They played you like a fiddle. And instead of finishing you, giving you at least some kind of honor, just left you discarded here. Like a joke.
This is so much worse.
It is. It's insulting. So, despite the real fear that you feel, you don't let it take hold. You are yourself. You will either be discovered and rescued, or you won't be.
Mm-hmm.
There's nothing you can do right now.
Let's see how long the Phoenix's little light holds out.
Indeed. Meanwhile, back in the chamber. So I'm assuming the rest of you have been able to take care of. So is everybody else looking around for anything?
Scuffy's just yeah. Hang on. Where's the bird and Chemise?
Oh.
Yes.
Icrius was
Well,
doing that ceremony.
Everything's grey and dark.
I assumed he'd be right behind us after he finished it.
assumed, but he's not here. Icrius!
Icarus, 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 Icarus.
We should probably go and check on him.
Them, of course.
I did say them.
Hmm.
I can't see anything.
Oh, is it done the
mine
thing
did that
again?
as well. You may have to refresh.
Okay, just give me one.
I'll be right back.
second. Roll 20. Why is it gotta be this way? I'm actually gonna refresh mine as well. Let's see what happens then.
This is why I'm not using dynamic lighting.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you.
Let's turn off dynamic lighting.
Say that again.
Can I just turn off dynamic lighting?
I think it's something that I have to do on my end.
Yeah, it's a DM thing, Frux.
Yeah. It's
It's
like
back. I'm back.
would, but it's you know it's for the ambience, and, you know. And also it's very useful for having multiple areas beyond just one screen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright,
Alright.
Like I say, I think
try
the best
that
we can be grab
magic
because
let's go.
Okay.
Yes.
before we go, someone make sure that Tiberius doesn't go for anyone's arm.
Does anyone offer to do that?
No. Just say, Graz, why don't you have a rummage around and see if these people have anything useful? She's gonna point to the guys we may have killed earlier on.
Yeah.
Okay, no, you mean the guys you definitely killed earlier on.
Maybe.
Yeah, all right. I will say this. She does slur her words a little as she gives you like a little salute, but you notice she's also like keeping a distance from Dog, looking at the pupper with suspicion.
Like I said, just make sure he doesn't get anyone's arm.
Yeah, I'll make sure.
We'll be back in a moment. He's probably got caught up in his prayers or something.
All right, be
Icrius!
careful.
Is that the handsome one?
Yeah, sorry, what? Oh, I wasn't too sure if you were talking to Graz or Jurnis. Then, sorry.
Why not both?
Oh, he's all right. He's all right. I'm not really into men, so I wouldn't know.
There could be more than one handsome one.
Yeah, that's fair. She goes back to looting the bodies. So, for the sake of argument, Tahu, you're still following CD?
Right.
Okay. I would say this, rather than have us jumping from one map to the other, I would say it takes you about 4 or 5 minutes, but eventually, Icrius,
Yes.
you start. So, are you guys carrying any kind of light source with you?
No, we both have
no.
dark vision.
Yeah.
Okay. You start to hear footfalls coming back from the direction that your friends went in. I'm assuming you guys are still calling out to him.
Yeah. Icrius,
Okay.
Chemise, are you there? Alright, I'm starting to get a little nervous.
Yeah,
Yes.
this sounds good.
Biosepsis, he's trying to respond, but nothing comes out.
Need to open back up my character sheet and
Do we roll perception to see if we can find any trace of him?
Please do.
that's persuasion.
Okay. So, Icarus.
Hang on.
Okay. I mean, the problem has been solved, but go on. We'll see what happens with Skullface. Yeah. Okay. So, this is Icarus. This is what happens from your point of view. This is not a solid, plain tunnel. This is a whole network of weird twisting little angles. And when Chemise attacked you, you were basically shoved into a corner behind some boulders. Mm-hmm. And your heart picks up and then sinks into the dirt as you see Skullface walk right past you, followed by Jurnis, and you really start to panic then until looking over the boulder straight at you with, I'm assuming, a look of surprise, Ang.
Guys, you walked right by him.
What?
Yeah.
Ang points. Right there.
Icarus, you're right. Just going to run over and check him over.
Yep. Ang's gonna do the same.
Where's Chemise?
All Icarus can do is move his eyes around rapidly. They're bugging out. And that's all he can do. It's the only thing he can move are his eyes.
Give me, yes, an Arcana check. Well done. 13. You're not exactly sure what has happened, but you have seen this kind of thing before. He does seem to be paralyzed. You're not too sure what caused it, though. But hopefully it'll wear off. Maybe.
Oh, there's also one more thing.
Yes.
There are tears running down his birdie cheeks.
Oh.
Oh,
Is he
I almost had an
visibly
emotion then. Oh yes. Well, actually, no. He is
No,
not.
he wouldn't be.
No, he is not. It was not that kind of attack.
Let's get him out of here.
Where's Chemise? We can't leave without her. Did something attack you, Icrius?
Think once for yes, twice for no.
Okay, here's the thing. Will you allow that, Dennis? Can Icarus still blink at...
Yes. I'm kind.
Thank you. Right, my brain's like a sieve. What was the specifics of the question again?
Did something attack you?
He blinks for yes.
Did it attack Chemise as well?
He blinks no.
Did
Was
attack
it-
her?
He blinks no.
Was it Chemise that attacked you?
Ooh, smart kitty. Blinks yes.
Okay, we're getting out of here right now. Jurnis, if you could grab his legs, I'll grab his shoulders.
I'll try, sure.
I'll cover us.
Jurnis is not strong.
That,
Yeah,
that
this
will-
will be an impressive feat.
that will be with it. Where the fuck is my character sheet? That will be with advantage because, helping.
Yeah, 14's enough. I was going to say, as tempted as I am to have Icarus one side of him be dragged across the floor, I think he's been dragged across enough things today. Okay, so it takes you a bit, but fortunately, since you guys can see what you're doing, you eventually are able to make your way back into the hall where everybody is. Now, before things progress, I want to double check with the party here. You were hired to find out information in regards to what Natrix was up to. Now, in the last session, I believe Arrocakkra was looking at shipping charts, and it was Seethe that grabbed any other documents.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that you guys acquired while you were here?
No, I can just know.
Okay. Just double checking. Alright. So I would say as you guys are making your way back into this cavern here. Yeah, no. You guys bring them in first. So we're up here. And so Seethe, Tahu, Dargan, everyone else sees Jurnis and Ang and Wex bringing in not like a statue. He's not petrified or anything. He's just an unmoving Icarus.
Diff as a board.
Listen down carefully. Why?
If only he was light as a feather.
I can't help but say, was that a really bad intent at a pun?
Do you not know
I'd
the game?
assume
Stick
so.
him aboard, light as a feather.
Yep.
Icarus, give me a wisdom saving throw.
Sure.
My god, I'm a bard. I forgot my words and powers.
You've heard worse.
It's still heavier than feathers.
Yeah, like I said in the player chat there, yeah, he's just inwardly groaning.
Yeah.
Wait, does that mean my puns have power in this game?
Yes, they do.
Mm-hmm. You are a bard.
True.
You are the wordsmith.
I love the fact we got horror, self-loathing, an absolute feeling of powerless, and displeasure at puns. Going through this bird's head right now.
Can I please get a medicine check from Graz?
Sure. if I can find her character sheet. I keep losing it.
Good.
Medicine from Graz.
Mm-hmm. That's a 20.
Hey! Way to go, Graz.
Right. Alright, come on. What happened? Where's the other one?
We think she attacked Icky and made him a little stiffer than usual. At least.
Were you gonna say sicky?
No, I was not. However, now
Sure.
that you mentioned it, it's a good pun. I'll remember that.
Oh my god.
I wish you did.
Right, he looks paralysed, not seeing any kind of like puncture wounds or anything. She can do weird magical shit, so I'm assuming it's less of a physical, more of a supernatural spooky thing. Probably. Hey, that's a point. Does anyone do any of you guys know how to like dispel magic, like make it go poof?
I'm a monk, so
I've seen monks do some weird shit in my day.
I know how to do it.
You know how to dispel magic?
Kill the spellcaster before they can do anything.
Not quite what we're thinking about.
I'm not wrong, but
Bards can't cast dispel magic, really?
Pretty sure they can't they? I'm double checking that.
Either that, or it's at a level I can't cast yet.
It's a 3rd level spell.
Yeah, I don't have 3rd level spells yet.
I will say this, so Graz basically points at Seethe. Well, I've no idea who you are, but I do like the way you think, but not quite relevant to this situation. Right, but anyway, we should probably... I don't know, there's a bed in there, but it's a little bit nasty. I had a look around, there's not much.
Right now, bed's a bed.
Well,
Okay,
there is also a tent over there if we don't want to lie him in the gore-filled bed.
yeah, exactly.
What do you think, Icky? Blink once for the gore-filled bed, twice for the tent.
He blinks twice for the tent!
So yeah,
imagine him rapidly blinking like.
Exactly, yeah. That's how it goes down.
Oh man.
Incidentally,
Alright.
Graz, what did we make?
Right, so here's the thing. I'm not seeing much in the way of paperwork and everything, but one of them chests over there, there's 20,000 gold pieces worth of obsidian. And that's a fucking lot. There's like 5 chests worth of it.
Right, well, they're going to notice if that goes missing.
Well,
would they?
yeah, we don't really have one of those bags, do we?
And to be fair, the leader is missing, so they can just assume she stole it.
Yeah, but they're going to notice us carting out the chest, Jurnis.
Well, I mean, we can
me
put
imagine.
some stuff in pockets.
Well, I'm here to investigate and shut this place down if I saw any wrongdoing. Considered a fine.
I mean, you can enforce a fine, sure, but there's more of...
To be honest, I'd rather take anything, any coin. These saying it can't be traced.
Yeah, that is a fair point.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I mean, that amount of, material, that's payment for something that they didn't want trace it. If we need the documents in order to figure out what it is, but I can't find anything.
Well, Tahu, you were here before us. Did you spot anything? And wait, where's the werewolf?
Oh, 1 second, I'm coming.
Oh, that she answered to.
Did you actually just say the word werewolf?
Maybe.
Okay. A fun fact about the world of Voarcel, lycanthropy is not something that's, shall we say, tolerated. So there, I will say this: Arcanist is kind of famous as someone who can actually transform into another creature, but there's a difference between what she does and, shall we say, lycanthropy, which is something to be burned, purged, destroyed at all costs.
Fair enough.
As you encountered yourself with the Werejackal twins.
Knowing that then, where's the overgrown puppy?
I can just heard werewolf. Like, just so you know, I'm not the werewolf. That was my great grandmother. But yeah.
All right, shape changer, whatever you want to be called. But can we please put Icky down? He's rather heavy.
His armor is.
Yeah, Icrius has the map with her. She's got the map with her.
Okay. So, for the sake of argument, we're just going to put poor Icrius over here. Have a nice little nap. In the meantime, yes, Seethe, if you would like to do that, please.
Okay. Just a straight roll, yeah?
Yeah, just a straight roll.
Okay. There you go.
Does anyone have a passive perception above 11? Or
I would
Jurnis
yeah,
does.
11.
say Skullface does, and Icrius does.
I mean,
Okay.
Icrius does, but he can't really act right now, can he?
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Yeah, you do. Okay, so basically, all those people, you basically see Seethe sort of like do a whole stretch, yawn, like, and as she's like looking really interested at one hand, the other hand slowly pulls out this piece of paper.
Mr. Assassin, is there anything you want to share with the class?
DM, could I play this off as like me being all nonchalant then?
Deception.
Okay, oh. With advantage because it's acting.
Okay. Again, I'm kind.
Oh, I won't keep trying to do these things unless it's in my...
Yeah. Quite the performance.
These are what you are looking for? She sort of just dangles them teasingly.
Ah, yes, they would be very handy in finding out what these people are up to.
Do you hand them over?
Actually, she's gonna like flip through them to see anything. Well, just to figure out exactly that.
Icrius gives her a very big grin.
Who?
I think we did establish that you, from what little you do know about Icrius, she is A, batshit, B, not an easy person to deal with when provoked.
And she has a fuck ton of very sharp teeth.
They're sharper than yours.
Oh my, Arcanist, you have a very lovely smile.
Oh yeah, I do my best. But I would really appreciate it if you let us have a quick look through those notes.
Far be it for me to get on the wrong side of you. Yeah. And she just passes it over. She knows when not to cross the line.
Okay. So, I would say over the next, let's call it 10 to 15 minutes, I would like everyone who's pouring through all the stuff to give me an intelligence check with advantage if nobody's keeping anything hidden, if you're all sharing the different little bits and pieces that you guys picked up.
Intelligence. Derp.
Is Graz
Don't
too drunk
smart,
to help
Kitty.
with this?
She is, yeah, unfortunately.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Sir Ix is stuck making prayers to Sepsis for forgiveness in his head and bemoaning these fools for wasting time when there's, I don't know, most likely a lich.
I will say this as well. I will say this as well. Graz is actually keeping you company because, yeah, I would say this. We're not going to roleplay it, but she does kind of whisper to you that something like this happened to her once before. She knows how scary it is, and it's going to be okay.
This is why Graz is Icarus's favourite.
Oh.
Skullface is kind of spacing out at the moment.
Okay, fortunately, Jurnis, I would say you see all these disparate pieces of information. You see the shipping lanes. You see the paperwork. You see the notes. The paperwork is a couple of different things. There's various times and places. One of them involves a warehouse somewhere in Grimscar that's not 1,000 miles away from where Matthias's base of operations is. You can probably put 2 and 2 together and figure out that's where the explosive material from the Rider's bomb was originally, before it was stolen by, you would assume, Natrix. You see a receipt of payment of 20,000 gold pieces worth of obsidian, which, again, that's a fucking lot.
It'd be safe to assume that that's the stuff that's in the room.
Say with a 16, you do notice the mention of an individual by the name Elder Skrek, Skrek. That is actually a name that has been, crossed out. But it takes you a minute. You're able to kind of look between the lines, and that's what you're able to piece together there. In regards to the shipping, you get the impression that there is something that Natrix was planning to distribute and ship further on, but it's possible that was more to do with her personal business, the whole business with mining in Nelial. This entire thing with the whole terrorist attack, basically that might have just been her side hustle. There is one final piece that you do find in the documents. A letter from her brother, wishing her well, also giving her a date when he will next be in port, and also hoping that the recent shipment of supplies met her palate with approval.
Sounds like someone got fed some goblin treats.
Also, there we go. Yes, there we go. That was the final note. Also, he found a special little curio along his travels, an interesting ointment which, when applied to her weapon, should make things far more entertaining for her. He says every single strike, something new happens. It is very, very expensive. Do not waste it.
Alright, I assume she shares this with at least Scully. Can you hear me?
Okay, so we don't have solid evidence for what they were doing other than trying to loot artifacts.
Should I remove the documents from my inventory?
I mean, it depends if they take them from you. That's something we can deal with in a bit.
Okay.
Icrius is basically going to jot down important information.
Okay.
She's going to make 2 copies, and she's going to tear the spare pages out and hand them to Jurnis.
Mm-hmm. Mechanically speaking, I'd say at this point everyone's had a short rest. So Icarus, please give... you actually were able to take in a deep breath. You felt your chest and your hands move as you did it. Graz looks up. Again, a little slurred. You can smell she seems to have been drinking real heavy for some reason. You're not sure why. But she's like, oh, hey, great. And she starts shaking it. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Sit up.
Okay. And he sits up. Oh.
Yeah. It's you.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. Are you? Oh, no.
Josh.
Here we are.
Hi. What happened?
You were dropping out a little bit. So just to make sure I got this correct, we got an invoice from someone called Elder Skrek who paid 220,000 GP worth of obsidian to Nexum for stealing the explosive. And then we had a note from her brother, basically giving her a vial of poison that makes things more interesting and to use it sparingly.
Icricus is, before she hands it back, she's going to make sure to take the note regarding the bomb, keep that for herself, and make sure that she's basically make sure anything that they need as proof is with her.
Now, when you say the note regarding the bomb, is this the address, or is this because the receipt for payment? These are two different things. Or these are the threads you've been able to connect together from a bunch of different pieces of separate elements.
Right. She's kind of trying to analyse and think which one would be best to take.
No problem.
Okay, so you guys need some of this information to give to the cartel guy, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I think you would probably want evidence, but it's probably going to have to be the best we can do.
I would actually say, in regards to that, very briefly, Jurnis or Arrocakkra, give me an intelligence roll, please. Just straight intelligence. Arrocakkra, you have made it a company policy, shall we say, to not interact too much with the cartels. Evidence is not really something that they care too much about, for the most part. It's like, they do actually take people at their word. It's just, if that word is called into question later on, you disappear.
Okay, I think since I made those notes for you, that should be good enough for your friend, but, yeah, I think we can give, I'm sorry, what was your name, dear?
They're referring to
Yeah, to Seethe, yeah.
Seethe.
Yeah, you can take these back to whoever it is at the sanctum you work with, and we'll leave you to do that. Meantime, we can get this information back to your friend.
Much obliged.
So that basically means that the obsidian that Graz found doesn't belong to whoever runs the mines, it belongs directly to Nixon.
Pretty much, but like your green friend said, gonna be difficult getting it out of here.
No one says we can't take some of it.
Mm.
Anyway,
My thoughts exactly.
I thought I heard something from the tent.
Yeah, so Icrius, I wasn't too sure if you'd cut out of that part. Icrius has basically come to, he's moving and Graz is helping him sit upright.
Skullface is just kind of stood there.
Right. We haven't got time to lose. We've already lost so much. If you're all, done pilfering ill-gotten goods, by all means, take what you can. We're going to need every gold you can get your paws on.
I can't tell if he's being sarcastic or spiteful right now.
Neva, I'm being sincere. Take everything you can get. We're going to need it to buy supplies.
Are you alright? You look very spooked. What
Yes.
happened?
Well, you won't believe me.
Trust
but,
me, I've heard some very unusual things.
Very well.
Yeah, I basically shot the guts out of the mouth of a fucking nightmare.
With
From
all due respect, shut up! Lady Chemise is an undead. She shoved her hand through my chest, grabbed a hold of my heart, and struck me down. And she descended into the depths below, towards that city. Its name escapes me.
So you're worrying that she's gone straight to the lion's den with things that are probably meaner, nastier than her, and would probably make a snack of her.
Oh, believe me, if it were that simple, I wouldn't be worried, but there is an entity that is using her body as a puppet. Some sort of lich, I'd wager. It's like using her as a phylactery. Sort of symbiotic partnership that she seems very much to have given her consent for.
You know, for someone who claims to have had their heart ripped out, you seem perfectly intact.
Well, I feel a bit chillier before. She snuffed my flame a little. But I'm a paladin. I have a job to do, and it's my fault she's gotten this far. I had my suspicions about her from the start, but she threw them off. She played me like a fiddle.
Right, well, before I start freaking out again, I'm going to try and get some of that obsidian.
By all means.
Okay then, I want everybody who's trying to grab something, give me a, let's just call it a strength check.
Oh, great.
Okay. I would say no disrespect to poor Icricus, you are going to be with disadvantage because you are currently enjoying one level of exhaustion.
Okay, that's fair.
Can I roll dexterity to like gather like loads and loads of coins or something?
If you, I would say yeah, and then okay. To clarify, the DM kind of did the mental math, and considering how heavy obsidian is, let's say a good chunk of it's obsidian, but there's also precious stones and everything. There are gems. So yeah, 20,000 gold's worth of collected stuff, shall we say? But yeah, it is unfortunately going to be strength. Regardless.
Could we use some of the sacks to rig a small saddlebag and get Dog to carry some?
If you had the time for that, which, let's be honest, you don't.
Skullface is just basically going to stuff whatever he can into his pockets, basically.
Yeah, Jurnis will do the
same. Okay, so Icricus,
I'll help out with me and my trench coat.
Again, we're calling it strength because this is what you're able to carry with you.
I was gone for a second. What are we grabbing?
You are
right?
grabbing. You're basically stealing shit.
Money, money, money.
Did I roll that right? How do you roll the strength? That's what
strength save. Yeah. No, if you just hit strength, where it says strength on the left, you know where the actual number is instead of a save.
The actual name, the number.
Okay, the name. There we go. All right then.
Is this among stuff that? Go ahead.
Go on.
Oh yeah. DM, could I approach Sir Icricus for a moment?
You could in one moment, but first, Dog, what were you saying?
Oh, I was just gonna say, is this stuff people have already found, or can I?
Yes, basically, there is a trove of over 20,000 gold pieces worth of heavy goods, and you're trying to figure out how much you can carry.
Oh, can I see if there's anything dog-friendly in there?
Sure, give me an investigation check, but while you're doing that, Jurnis, mark down 60 gold's worth of random shit. Skullface, that's 110 gold's worth. Icricus, 110. Seethe, 80 gold's worth. Graz, 100. Well, she's kind of drunk and she is very light, but she is a goblin. So 170 gold for Graz. For Tahu, that's 190. And for Dog, I mean, there's all those delicious bones in there, but they don't seem to let you in for some reason. Not to worry. You can always find more.
Okay.
Oh, and Ang, 190.
I hope you found whatever you need to satisfy your criminal friends. We're going to need a lot more gold than this.
I would say just as you guys are finishing, putting things in various pockets, that's when you hear a noise towards the south. And Nadine, I suppose, the now default leader of the cartel, is going to poke her head on the door. Oh, it looks like everybody's busy. I can come back later?
That might not be wise. You should probably gather all of your workers and vacate the premises as soon as possible.
Do I want to know? Oh, please tell me she's dead. Please tell me she's dead. She looks fucking terrified.
Matrix is dead? Yes. The Lich heading down into the depths of the Underdark? No.
Lich! The fact that you mean a Lich?
An undead, a zombie monstrosity that will unleash hordes of undeath on the land, if not stopped anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm a bit more concerned with Natrix, to be honest.
Whoa! Your priorities are fucked up!
Wait, okay, I'm very confused. I'm so confused I forgot what voice I had. Now, let me be clear. Natrix is dead, but you're concerned about her. Why is that?
Because she was a fucking barghest.
She looks very, very pale.
He basically points into the room.
Do I really want to look in there?
Not unless you have a strong stomach, my dear.
Oh dear.
I'd hate to be horrifically insensitive, but times are wasting. If you want to save the cesspool of a city, we have to move fast.
Yes, Icrius, was it?
Yes.
My, you're looking worse the way around you.
Believe me, I feel worse than I look.
Look, I heard about what happened with you and, what was her name?
Chemise.
Chemise. She betrayed you by the sounds of it, yes?
Yes, I was suspicious about her from the start. And then when she offered me validation, I stopped questioning.
Never experienced that from the other end, fortunately.
I hate to be rude, ma'am, but do you have a point?
Yes. I would like to help you take down this lich. I've never taken down one myself, or faced one even, or seen one.
Thank up sepsis. Someone else in the city other than Graz has a sensible head on her shoulders.
But I know the kind of people that become them. Full of ambition, greed, corrupted political sorts.
That sounds about right from what little I knew of Lady Chemise. Shouldn't really be calling her lady anymore, but I digress. She was very much unsatisfied with her former life in the mines. Suppose it seemed like some sort of glamour to her.
She wants permanent life, but what sort of life is a living corpse?
Well, when you control all the other corpses, of which there's a lot more of than living people, well, that kind of power is enticing for a lot of people.
I assume they're not going to do charity work with that sort of power?
Well, they may dress it up as charity.
The worst kind.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you'll accept my rapier, I'll gladly come along to aid you for this little jaunt.
He softens up slightly, genuinely touched that someone's actually extending aid instead of being a prick!
Hey, Graz is still there helping you.
Yeah, Graz is great. No, seriously, why are these assholes wardens and not Graz? She's the bravest, she's the wisest, she's the most intelligent, she's the reason why we tracked down Natrix in the first place, because she hunter-smart the damn thing.
Graz is a warden.
Yeah.
Oh, is she? She hasn't got the
you know what? That is a fair point. That is actually a fair point. I think to be fair, there was she wasn't made one initially because if you remember, when you guys were kind of pulled to the side by the plenum for that little trial, she did something very special and bamfed out. I would say, given what's been going on and everything, yeah, in between scenes, she's been made one.
Good.
But that's a fair point.
Good. She deserves it. But I digress. The player digresses. Icrius says, "Thank you. Seethe, was it? I'll be glad to have your blade."
I'll gladly offer it. I mean, I gave you a good turn back there. It would be a shame for it to go wasted, but I better set things right.
Now then, if you pardon me, there's something I have to take care of.
Not a
Skullface basically looks at Nadine. Says, "There wasn't any indication of what she was there?"
No. No, there was not. I thought she was creepy and sinister, and okay, she did look at me and lick her lips a couple of times, but I thought that was just an intimidation tactic. No, I know plenty of bugbears who do that. A couple of hobgoblins too, you know, they're bigger than us, it's just part and parcel, but for a fucking bargain. The fucking fury on this woman, by the way, you almost feel heat radiating off her. There's a slight gleam in her eye and a little bit of spittle in the corner of the mouth. Thank you all.
Makes you feel any better. We really, really hurt her before she died.
Oh, Goldja, I basically shot her guts out through her mouth. Through her ass. So...
Thank you, Mr. Greenstride. I appreciate that.
Yeah, but the thing is, how the hell did the Barghest get that high up in any of the cartels?
I'm asking myself that same question.
I have... Speaking of questions, I do have one for you. She had a brother. Is he also part of the cartel?
Oh... No, I know exactly who you mean, though. He is, Oh, that is concerning. He is the leader of the name of the cartel. Escapes the player, the DM at the moment, because, oh my gosh.
Take your time to find it. Icrius has to interrupt. My obsessors, I'm sorry if I'm being insensitive, but we really don't have time for this. I would like to extend a proper ritual to send these souls on their way, but we don't have the time. The best I can offer, if you'll allow it, Nadine, is a burning to ensure that these poor folk can't come back as undead. Which, given what's going on down below, is a very real possibility very soon if nothing is done.
And given what went on in here, Jurnis is going to flick her hand towards the curtains. We need to figure out who this brother is, or we might have more unfortunate goblins.
Yeah, sure. Make sure you get all of their valuables out first. Don't burn that. That goes back to the families. I will ensure that happens. You got my fucking word on that. I would say, I won't have you roll an insight. You do see she's looking at one or two of the corpses specifically. You get the feeling she knew all these people fairly well. Because these weren't random goblins. These were members of her cartel that she used to run.
Never fear, I shall handle them with utmost care. It's the least they deserve.
No. Sorry, I thought we'd lost.
No,
So-
we hear you. What were you saying?
No, I thought we'd lost someone. So,
Oh,
just saying,
okay,
hang on a
okay.
second.
Yeah, Cream says he has to bounce.
Oh, no
Ah.
problem. No problem. Okay.
So I have a question while I'm in
Yes.
here.
Yes.
You do remember that rather sweet goblin who was enamored with Icarus, like protecting him before? Is he amongst this lot?
That was let's see, if memory serves, that was the one that Natrix was killing just while she was, I'd say that one there.
Oh.
That one right there.
So yeah, this is particularly morose for Icarus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does he actually have oil? I mean, I'm sure we could like rustle up any of the goods, but I want to check if there's some. If he actually has it in his inventory.
I would say there's plenty of lanterns around. I mean, like here and here, and there is a brazier here. So I would say that is not going to be too much of an issue.
Okay, good. Then he will, just to the best of his abilities, give a hurried prayer about like just ushering them off to their final rest and
Mm-hmm.
granting them protection from the undead due to Sepsis's like purifying flames and his warmth and all that malarkey.
Yeah. Yeah, paladin shit,
Exactly, yeah.
Mhm.
But Nadine, what is his name?
Glitz. His name's Glitz. He's the leader of the Brine Runners. They're our main distribution. I mean, we're in the middle of a sinkhole. There's only one way in or out, really, aside from the bridges and the lifts and everything. The Brine Runners control all of the major imports and exports out of the city through the river.
And have there been similar reports of people feeling uncomfortable around him?
I mean, I don't know him that well. I've not interacted with him much, only through mediaries. You know what I'm saying? But from what I hear, Natrix was the creepy one. But I am going to give this information to Mr. Matthias, and I'm going to also give it to a few other people in certain circles, and we will see what we will see.
Just be careful not to cause a panic.
A panic is not what I intend to cause. More bloodbath.
Oh, yes, well, last thing we need is rumours spreading up that there are creatures like this running free.
No, seriously, I get it. I mean, no disrespect, love. You don't get what this means to us. Something like this.
Look at it this way, Jurnis. I am being very calm right now, but I assure you I'm freaking the fuck out.
Tell me about it.
Even just the barest rumours of something possibly being dangerous can cause people to be stupid.
I think we've had enough of that recently. So, Mr. Hill said that you were looking for some specific information. Have you been able to pick it up?
I believe so, yes.
I assume you're not going to tell me any of this information.
Just gonna glance over to Scully. Just basically, should we?
Skullface kind of indicates best not.
Not a problem. If he wants to tell me, he'll tell me. Whoever's behind all this stuff that's going on topside, whether or not they knew what she was, I don't really care. I hope you get to kill him.
Well, we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, despite Sir Chris's paranoia, I do believe he might be correct. There may be a dangerous entity roaming around the lower levels of the mines, so it may be best for you to get your crew out of here.
To be honest, I was
sorry,
planning...
what? Paranoia?
Nadine does hold up her hands at that. But to be fair, I've been saying this since day one. There is shit down here that is terrifying that we don't even have names for. So one more added to the list off the top of my head is not that big a concern. I'm not trying to undersell your concern. She points to Icrius. I get it. And I am going to make sure that my people leave today.
And the
kobolds are already out. A few people were complaining about that. I had to get a little bit creative and remind people who's in charge. Now that Natrix is out of the picture, and now that we know what the fuck she is. Actually, quick question. I would say before, TLDR, before Icarus burns the bodies and everything, she is actually going to hold off on that, and she is going to bring in a couple of lieutenants. They see the whole thing. There is a brief, explanation about da-da-da-da-da. Everyone looks freaked out. Word spreads.
Whenever it's clear that she's bringing in other people, Jurnis will make herself a little scarce.
She looks she basically says, if there's anything else you need before I deal with all this, I can light the fire. I knew him. I hide half of them.
By all means, that is your right.
If you want, you can take the side passage down there. Nobody goes down there. Should be safe. Make sure you don't go down one of the... and she thinks to herself for a moment, don't go down the north turn, though. You want to go down the south, and eventually you'll come back into the main shaft. You'll be fine there.
All right.
No worries, Nadine. Thanks so much.
Give me a history check, please, Sir Icarus.
Sure. History! Where are you? 14.
The north passage that she told you to watch out for, that is where the map that you bought leads.
Oh, Dennis, I should really have done that at disadvantage, because exhaustion, so that I will roll again.
Sure.
Oh, that's even better, so yeah.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about that treasure map. Chemise bought that treasure map.
Was it her money? Oh, okay.
Yeah, she bought it with her money.
Okay, fair enough.
And Icarus only took the map because at the time they were friends. They're not friends anymore. And really, Icarus has, greater priorities than chasing after some fancy schmancy mushrooms.
Okay. Okay, then.
So I'm sorry if there was a whole side quest you had set up there.
It's all good. It's all good. It's here. It'll all be waiting for you in the future. But yes, so everybody makes their way out of. You basically head down the side passages. Let's say this one here. Yes.
I must say, this is like Yabble Hurry and Summer cards. The goblin women speak sense.
So, it doesn't take you too long to make your way back down the passageways. I'd say it's only about 20 minutes or so from this winding pathway until you find yourselves back in... Let me just make sure I actually deleted all the tokens from last time. I did not. Goodbye, Chemise. Let's see.
So we walk for 20 minutes, huh?
Yes, you do.
Fine. I have something to say. Or rather, Icarus does. So paranoia, huh? That's what you call, information coming from the one person here who actually knows what he's talking about regarding undead. I'm trying to save lives here.
I never said I didn't believe you. I just implied that you're acting a little bit irrationally. Icky, you need to calm down and think.
He was paralyzed.
Yes, I agree. I am not saying he's wrong. I'm just saying he needs to calm down.
He takes a deep breath. You're right. I apologize. It's just you lot seem to be playing it off as if it's no problem. But I assure you, the longer we leave this, it's going to become a very big problem for everyone, not just in Castle Gwyn, but the greater world we got along.
Icrius.
Oh,
Icrius.
yeah, just... Oh, no, we've just had to deal with a massive fucking bomb that nearly blew up my city. And now we found out there was a bargist running around that likes to snack on little goblin eyes like me.
I've been meaning to ask, what's a...
Oh, and also you shat on me while you welcomed an undead into your posse, just pointing that out.
To be fair, she fooled you too.
Not initially, but after a while, yes.
What's a bargist?
Basically, it's part demon, part goblin, and it likes to eat its own kind, so to speak. Soul and all.
Well, now, that answers a few questions.
It was that horrible creature you saw us chase.
Yes, I was rather confused when you referred to it as Natrix.
That was it.
A shapeshifter. It likes to pretend to be something that will make it easier to track its prey.
Yeah.
I certainly hope my employers didn't know that. A snippet of information.
Oh, damn.
What the hell?
Kept secret.
By the looks of it, I don't think even the cartel she was implied by knew. Chances are, she might even be a real Natrix.
So, on to more important matters. Icrius does not care for this cartel bullshit, especially now.
But yes, back to a conversation we were having. You do not seem to realize that we're also a little bit terrified. We're just used to, how to best put it? Faking it until we make it, yes. I think that about works. What do you think, Graz?
The alcohol really, really helps, Sticky.
Oh, yes, it does.
Oh god, yes, can I have some of that?
Hey, nothing personal, this is mine. Oh no, fuck it, you've had a worse day than me. Here you go.
On the job, guys.
Yes! Alcohol is one of the few vices that sepsis allows, because it fuels it in a fire.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that Ma will be very happy to provide.
Now, you're paid
Your
to
mother's
refill
a
that
wonderful
flask,
woman.
Eh. So, basically, after a while, you guys head through this now passageway. It heads out, and as you come down, you recognize this part of the abandoned mine. You remember this was where you were, well, not so much fighting against a bunch of kobolds. You were able to diffuse a situation with them. And the main mine is further down this way.
My. Your heroes certainly were busy.
This wasn't us. Jurnis is going to have a quick look around just to make sure that there are no new bodies since they were last here.
Sure, history check, please. Oh, 15. No, with a 15. No, that's fine. No, everything seems to be pretty much where it was. You do notice a good chunk of the bodies seem to have sort of like been straightened up a little bit, and you do notice that like anything that looked like to be of value has been left, has been taken.
The bodies have been turned over since we've been last here.
A question for the DM.
Yes.
Would rolls regarding necromancy be religious or arcana?
Ooh.
I'd accept either. That's a very good question. Either works. Religion could work.
I guess it depends on your background in some cases. Like for Icrius, it'd definitely be religion, but if you're a wizard, it'd definitely be arcana.
Yeah.
In your case, I guess it's whatever you choose.
Either. I get around.
Okay, 15. What is it you're trying to discern exactly?
Well, they've been tampered with, and we know there's a lich on the loose.
According to Icricus. With 15, you do a brief examination. There doesn't seem to be any, aside from the things that killed them, there don't seem to be any marks on the bodies. These were slain by arrows, by knives, one of them by bludgeoning. But you do, what little you understand about necromancy, there does need to be, in some cases, removal of key components and the addition of others. There has been no medical autopsy, there has been no vivisection or anything. These, for the most part, are just dead bodies. They do seem to have been placed like hands over chest and everything. They seem to have been straightened up and cleaned up a little, but they just seem to be missing valuables. And you do remember they look very similar to how Nadine positioned the remaining corpses of her other cartel members. So you get the feeling that maybe either Nadine or somebody else has been round and, now that this is no longer a, shall we say, a hotspot, the other cartel members have been around to, do their respects.
Hey, Beaks, what's your opinion on this?
Excuse me, are you referring to me?
Besides the little Kenku over there, you're the only
Where?
one who knows about this sort of thing.
Are you worried they're undead?
Well, we are dealing with a lich, according to you, yes?
I appreciate the fact you're taking this seriously. Yeah, I will check to be sure, and I will burn a divine sense.
Okay, you reach out with the will of your patron. You do not detect any kind of necrotic energy. You do detect that bit of fiendish blood from directly behind you.
Yep.
Other than that, Seethe, as far as I'm aware, you don't have any kind of celestial, fiendish, or undead flavor about you.
I can assure you that, 1, these folk aren't undead yet, and 2, Obsepsis hasn't forsaken me for my transgressions. So that's a relief. Hopefully, I can make it up for him.
Hang about.
Yeah.
I know you're an expert in the undead, but how come you didn't sense her before?
I sensed something. It was a strange coldness. It was a very muddy reading. It was inconclusive. It stuck around her and us, and after a while I just figured it was the city itself. This is a strange place. I mean, the undead are commonplace here. They are amongst you as citizens. There are ghosts in the streets. The lake is just casually filled with, monstrosities that none of you bat an eyelid at.
Well, that's because we're used to it, but what I'm getting at is she's not registered specifically to you as an undead or a fiend, right?
Indeed. Her and her companion are a unique specimen.
Icricus,
Yes.
how long does the divine presence last for? If you
Ooh, let me check. Blah, 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 blah.
I think it's about a minute.
end of his about a minute.
Yeah.
Okay. You realise as you're talking that you don't feel the coldness at all.
In fact, I can confirm that now she's gone, with her partner in tow, that strange coldness is no longer here. It was there all along, and she took it with her.
Right. Well, like I said, she didn't flag up specifically as undead or as a fiend or anything like that. She might not be being controlled by a lich. Could be something else.
Well, did you hear? it was a consensual partnership. And you're right, it could be something else, but I have no better frame of reference. And unless you have some other idea, I suggest we just operate on the assumption that it's some new variant on Lich. Actually, Dennis.
Hello.
Chemise's magic. There was a lot of sand involved. Which
there was.
Notice. Would that, be attributed to any particular form of nasty that Icrius would be aware of? Any sort of demon or devil or undead or some other sort of monstrosity? Is there anything that is...
Yeah, give me a religion check if you would be so kind. Also, hey, Queen.
Hi, I'm back.
Welcome back.
Right.
Sorry, a friend came over.
A big fat 7.
You don't know. I mean, from what you remember, I mean, pretty much everything she said could have been a lie at this point. You don't know for sure. She claimed to be from somewhere north of Jabal Hari, somewhere in the Union. You do know that, pretty much on the northern side of the mountains, it's very dusty. There's a lot of desert, which maybe... that was an influence, but other than that, you don't know any specific entity or creature or patron that could do something exactly like that. There are things, but there's nothing specific that's firing. You are still kind of shaken up. Although, I will say this, as you're heading along, I would say, I'll be kind and say that that exhaustion is starting to wear off.
Sometimes, Dennis, you can be kind.
Sometimes.
You won't let it become a habit, though, won't you?
You do realise that every time he does something kind, he plans something horrible in retribution to keep the...
Oh, guys, you have no fucking idea what's coming. Oh, man. No, oh, man. But anyway, so I would say this for the sake of brevity. Yes.
I can hear the smirk in his voice.
Yeah, it's less a smirk; it's more a joyful, playful smile. I reckon it's my boyish charm. So, oh my gosh, okay,
I forgot
about
that.
Nice. So
what are you all doing here? You should be evacuating right now.
Funny you should say that, Icarus. As you are heading through the mines, you realise it's silent.
Good.
There's nobody here. You even see the occasional mine pick just left. There are no overseers, no employees, and definitely no indentured kobolds. What you do notice are many, many collars and chains opened and abandoned.
Do they look like they were forced open?
Give me an investigation check.
Right, to ask for clarity's sake, do I still have a point of exhaustion, or is that gone now?
You do not. You do not.
Thank you. Normal rolls.
I am kind.
That'll be a 13.
Okay. At one point, as you're heading along, you do see like a bolt cutter at one point, and it does look like basically it looks like they have been removed in the basically mechanically how they would be designed, because these the way they're designed is sort of like there's a hinge system and like a bolt that is put in and screwed shut. There's like bolt cutters in some parts, but there's also like a small like dedicated wrench. So it's like it looks like the right tools were used to just let them out.
Okay. So as much as we'd like to think that, hey, another kobold revolution happened, no, they might have just let them go out of kindness and decency.
If memory serves, Nadine did say she was not happy about the kobold situation.
Good, Nadine.
And because you saved her, and now that Natrix is no longer in the picture, this mine, which is bleeding money out of her pockets and the cartel's pockets, is no longer profitable.
Oh, it definitely isn't without, most likely a lich or some other monstrosity Dennis constructed in its depths.
Oh, I'm glad she kept her word.
Did you say that out loud?
Yep.
And Graz says, I'll be honest, for the most part, a good chunk of the cartels, when we say we're going to do something, we do it.
Well, that's reassuring. He's hoping they'll lend aid to the current problem at hand.
I mean, if it's in their best interests, they will. I mean, we are businesses.
If they want a city to exploit, then yes, it is in their best interest.
Oh, there you go. Hey, you're a businessman, aye.
I'm in the business of protecting people, but yes.
Well, funnily enough, that was my job when I met this one. She points to Jurnis.
And you're doing a fine job keeping her out of trouble, Grass.
I do my best.
Well, there was that one time, but let's not go into that, shall we?
I think there was more than one time, let's be fair, Red.
True.
So, I would say you do eventually meet up with a couple of individuals. You do recognise one of the foremen from earlier. He does seem to be sporting a bit of a black eye. It's almost like someone had an argument with him. Right. There's more people. Hey, you lot, out. Come on. We're shutting everything down here. We've got, as you look over your shoulder, you see this large ogre with several pounds of what seem to be explosives.
Are you caving in the entrances?
Basically, yeah. We've got about 4 or 5 around here. We've already got the boss out. A couple of other people are doing a thing. We're doing it in like an hour's time, but we want to make sure that nobody goes back in. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that'll make things a little bit easier.
Here's hoping. You guys have spoken to the boss, yeah? The current Nadine?
Yes, she told us to scram, basically.
Right. Hey, so there's a rumor going around about the other boss. Is that true?
I think that's something you should bring up with Nadine.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Starts to sweat profuse there. Okay, right. Right, come on. How you get. So, you guys make your way. Mm-hmm.
Jer's gonna nudge Icrius.
Yes.
If anything's going to come back out of there, they'll have a hard time getting out, so we have time. You can relax a little bit.
I just hope it's enough.
So,
Time enough for us to try and consult some experts, get a bit more intel.
Yes. As much as my faith tends to disagree with other faiths, I think we could all get behind the fact that a most likely to be lich, based on current information, is a problem for all paladins to be dealing with. So I'd like to beseech their aid at some point.
I think it's a problem for anybody who wants to live a comfortable life.
True, but we don't know what's down there. Rushing down unprepared is suicide, and I have no intention of dying anytime soon.
if I can tell me about it.
Neither do I.
Chemise's partner offered me a vision. I think it basically disguised itself as a sepsis to deceive me. Whatever it wants, it's down deeper than I can even describe, and it's an alien force, more alive. Though I think that's more unlife than anything I've ever felt before.
Right, so what you're saying is there's something big and living underneath us?
Yes, and Chemise and her friend.
You keep talking about a friend. What exactly was this thing?
It's hard to describe. It only made itself known once it assaulted me. Or they assaulted me, rather. It was some sort of... Now, you might have to remind me the specifics, Dennis, because it was a whole week ago, but it was sort of like this... Like, sort of Icarish black smoke? Blackish green?
Yeah, it was like this... it was...
Neck.
It was almost like shadow and smoke or ink in water. And there wasn't just one eye, there were many. And it's like wherever the form was, an eye would open, look at you, close, then another would open. And, you know, it was strangely formless. But you got the feeling that it was definitely intelligent.
Yeah.
And it was regarding you with what can only be described as amusement.
Yes, it was like, it's hard to describe, ink on the water, wreathed in smoke. It wrapped itself around Chemise's neck, symbolic of their bond, or their literal bond in this case, I reckon. And it had many, many eyes, and while it was hard to tell its features beyond that, it was definitely an intelligent being, and I amused it.
Can Icrius roll a history check to see if she can remember anything like that?
You know what? I would actually allow Icrius to do that. Yeah. An 18. Not really. You've been around for a while. You've seen a lot of weird things, and you have fought directly some of the atrocities and the abominations that, you know, come up from this area. But that specific type of thing, that does not seem like something that you've come across before.
Okay.
As you guys are heading out of the, basically heading towards the gatehouse, towards the docks,
Dennis?
Yes?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're passing by the store, aren't we?
You are?
Yeah, Icrius is going to make a beeline for it.
Okay.
I presume it's abandoned.
You know what?
Where he's going? Oh god.
Okay. So
Follows.
TLDR, I was literally about to describe the storekeeper hanging around by the dock with a big smile, but you know what? Sure, this is even better. You open the door, you look inside, and you see like a lot of the merchandise looks like it's being wrapped up. The storekeeper looks like to describe. By the way, for those of you who don't remember, this is a human-looking individual, male, bald, slightly over large ears, chin, nose, slightly scrappy-looking, dirty armor. Like leathers and little bits and pieces of plate, fingerless gloves and all that. A very shifty looking individual. And his ears twitch and he looks over his shoulder as you come in. He's like, "Oh, hello, friend. You're back. Unfortunately, we're closing up shop. Seems like somebody has shut down this little business venture. A couple of outsiders, it seems, have got it into their head to free all the poor, ickle little kobolds. I don't suppose you would have anything to do with that, would you?"
One, cut out your slimy bullshit. Two, that was Nadine's efforts. We merely took care of Natrix, who was a demon. A Barghest. You are welcome.
Oh god. Subtlety, Icarus.
Okay, he blinks a little.
Subtlety? Oh, there's no room for subtlety here. I'm going to take all this merchandise off your hands, friend. It's being procured.
Oh, really? And
Yes.
what would you be procuring this for exactly?
Oh, defense of the city of Khosrow-Gribble, of your fellows, of everything you hold dear.
Alright, everyone, let's
You've
leave
got
and let
no
Icrius
idea
be
what I
murdered
hold
by
dear.
the goblin cartels.
I'm so sorry, Jurnis, what was that?
Alright, everyone, let's leave and let Icrius be murdered by the goblin cartels. Icrius!
The storekeeper holds up a finger for silence for a moment, points to Jurnis. First of all, I like the way you think, my kind of girl. Points for that, but first, to the point in hand, a bar guest. Now, what exactly do you know about them?
Well, demon, dog, masquerades as other creatures, particularly goblins, and eats them.
Interesting. And you killed it, you say?
Yes, our crackshot over there did, in particular.
Interesting. So, you are wanting to purchase weapons and arms in the defense of the city?
No, you will be providing them to us, your defenders. Free of charge.
Dennis.
Yes? Yes.
Could I give aid to Icrius by acting as someone who has the authority to procure this sort of thing? I'm not familiar with, is there like a town guard or something who could actually,
So, for clarification, you are in the middle of the sinkhole, which is completely out of the realm of law and order. You are in the middle of a cartel-owned section that they have managed to purge of any kind of mad, atrocious tentacle monster from the Underdark. And pretty much everyone here is some sort of shady, shifty bandit motherfucker.
You know how the mafia works? We in the mafia right now.
Yeah. Oh, no, yeah, and you guys are basically the governmental mafia. That is true.
So, Dennis.
Yes.
I've been yammering
You
at this
have.
bloke. Has it been over a minute in universe?
I'd say yes.
Cool.
Wait, I gotta get his bloody stats now. Jeez, okay.
Cool. Look, I've been trying to remind people, Sir Icrius is a diplomat. Therefore, he has certain powers of persuasion.
Yes.
So he can make a persuasion check contested by this asshole's insight. If Icrius wins, this bloke is charmed. And he will goddamn listen to me.
Okay.
This is
So,
basically the equivalent of my performance one as well. I love it.
Okay.
listen, I know you're not inclined to charity, but if we don't have the means to fight the most likely pointed glare towards Skullface lich that is now traipsing down into the depths towards a dark unknown power source that it is most likely going to use to attempt to unleash a wave of undeath from here into the from here, this city, into the greater land of Voarcel, well, you won't have any shops or mines or cartels with which you can make whatever it is that gives you what you call joy in life.
So as you're talking, he's a lot of the sort of the sing-song performance seems to slip away a little, and he's giving you what can only be described as full attention. He seems genuinely fascinated by what you say. Not concern, not fear, fascination. So like he leans forward a little, it's like his head on one hand, leaning on the table in front of him. Interesting. I mean, you make a very good argument. I will give you that. You really do. You might be operating under a little misinformation. I couldn't care less about the city or anyone in it. I'm not from here. I'm just a travelling salesman. And then all these items here, these are, shall we say, things that I have procured on my travels. I don't really care about the people here one way or the other. I'm in the middle of, well, a bunch of not very nice people. Do you think I care if they live or die?
He rubs me the wrong way.
Well, I could certainly agree with your assessment of being surrounded by not very nice people, but they are still people, and people deserve a chance to live. Even you. So if you don't help us for anyone else, help us for at least yourself, because even if you do get out of here before shit hits the fan, there's only so far you can run before it catches up to you.
The grin gets wider and wider as he chuckles to himself. Oh, I don't know, I can run pretty fast. But I will give you this much. If you really were in... So, to clarify, a lot of things just happened at once there. You were not involved with the freeing of the little kobolds. That was all Nadine. She just decided out of the blue to be a kind, generous soul. Is that really what you're saying?
Well, if the mine's getting closed down because it's not profitable, why would you waste money keeping workforce around?
I mean, that's
Where's you looking for? Cool. I'm so sorry, Frux. You were very quiet. Say again, please.
I said, well, that would just be pointlessly cruel now, wouldn't it?
Oh, there are many people who are pointlessly cruel, darling. Many.
Okay, this guy has been giving me weird vibes since we met him. I have to do this, because something is so off with him.
Yes.
I'm gonna pop a divine sense.
Okay, as you're having this conversation and he's looking around different members of the group, you mentally scratch your head a moment, or you mentally blink, because you are getting some weird fucking readings. You feel a strong necrotic vibe. There is a scent of undeath on him, but there's also a scent of celestial too.
What?
It's the two things overlap. It is very fucking confusing, and it is not. This is nothing you have ever sensed before. But as you're processing that, he's like, well, I will say this. I'm not going to just give you things for free, but I will give you a little bit of advice. That map that your... Mop? What's a mop? That map your lady friend paid for, you probably want to tear that up. Not really worth the greed.
Gladly, she's no friend of mine.
Ah, so she was the, you mentioned a lich?
Yes, it was her.
Oh. Well, liches are a problem for many people, even non-mundanes. Okay.
Speaking of non-mundanes, you're not exactly normal yourself.
Oh, sweetie. Dear little paladin, with your little sky gods.
I love that the tone completely changed.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Mm-hmm.
I don't suppose you could shed some light on whatever she might be. She wasn't unlike any other undead I detected before. I couldn't tell what she was expectly at first. It was some sort of strange coldness. Eventually, I just thought it was coming from the city itself, with all of its strange happenings.
Oh, now which city are we talking about? Are we talking the city up there? He points basically to the roof. Or the city down there?
The city up there. But I suppose since he's down there now, it's down there.
Oh, that's two different things altogether. Oh, city up there is just a bunch of ghosts and, unhappy dead people. Nothing special, really. Tragedies happen all the time. 400 years ago, a rather nasty one happened right here. But downstairs, oh, that's altogether different. Dear old Nella, poor thing. Now that was a beautiful city in its day. So I'm told. If someone is trying to get into Nella, oh, that would be interesting.
I don't suppose you'd know what would be of interest to such creatures down there.
Well, it would be hard for me to describe it in words that no disrespect intended. Well, okay, disrespect intended. You mundanes wouldn't understand.
You
But-
call us mundane.
Yeah.
To illuminate you, Skullface, this entity registers as both undead and celestial. It's a rather strange mix.
Yeah, I really need to get one of those masking things. I hear they're very useful for blocking out these little magical tricks that you can do.
Skullface.
Would
do
Jurnis have
a-
heard any rumors about any creatures that like that in her travels?
Like what, if you don't mind me asking?
Like Icrius just described, gives off a celestial and undead presence.
You know,
Yes.
I would also like to join in on a roll for that.
Okay, okay. I would say, unfortunately, Skullface would not. Arcanis, I'd say the DC for Arcanis is going to be a 20.
Okay.
The DC for Icarus, you're talking, I'd say the DC is probably going to be 22.
Oh, harder!
Yeah. The DC for Jurnis, a bard who has travelled to many interesting places, I would say 18. So roll away.
History,
Can I
yeah.
try?
What are we rolling?
Straight rolls.
History.
religion.
This was either, I would say either religion or history.
I don't know it.
Nope.
Nah.
Nope. Okay,
Yeah.
you ain't got a
Cool.
clue, guys. As for you, Seethe, roll me a stealth if you feel lucky.
Oh, I do indeed.
Also, Seth, I saw your conversation going on in the player chat. Yeah, no, Icarus wouldn't know that because you guys haven't explained anything to him. Because you were just like, oh, the Sepsis Paladin is smelly. We don't want to tell him anything. He's a big mean doo-doo head.
I would have thought he would have known that we were in cartel territory. That was obvious, and we explained that before we came down here, and he decided to go and try and shake down the store owner in cartel territory. Also revealing information that we literally just says would cause a panic in the populace if it became common knowledge.
In his defense, though, Icarus doesn't give a shit.
It's like somebody was totally just paralyzed a while ago.
Yeah.
He wants to kill.
Any sympathy
Yeah.
Jurnis has had for him now is almost evaporating with the stupidity.
Okay, one thing. Panic is probably the appropriate response. People should be running. Helping or running.
They should be moving away, yes, but the quote Men in Black 1, you know, a person is smart, people are dumb, panicky animals.
And you know it.
They will do
So-
whatever they can when they're scared.
Meanwhile, back to the scene in question. Now, I have actually forgotten where we were in regards to the conversation. You were all checking is to see whether or not you had ever heard of an individual like this. Oh, yeah, so Icarus had just basically outed this dude as giving off mixed signals, shall we say.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
You had
something.
Seethe roll a stealth roll.
Yes, and Seethe did roll a stealth roll because she is busy doing something off to the side, which we will get to in a moment.
Oh.
But
Please, I rolled on. Sorry, I need to roll Icricus. Sorry.
Okay.
Realised I rolled the wrong one.
I
Sorry.
mean, what? No, the 18's fine, but what's her modifier?
The modifier for intelligence is 0.
Then it's going to be an 18 regardless. Then okay, no worries. Yeah, so unfortunately, that's a no. Well, here's the thing. Let's just say where I'm from, I'm something of a rarity anyway. So I wouldn't worry too much about little old me. I'm not really. Just think of me as an observer. I just enjoy watching the fireworks, shall we say.
Seems to be no shortage of people like that around these parts.
But you had a question in regards to a lich. Now, you said that this individual was looking to do what exactly?
There's a force, a power, or something deep in the depths of Nilium, or what is most likely Nilium.
Neloyal.
Nilial. And it wishes to procure it.
Oh, there. Good luck with that. The locals wouldn't be too happy.
Well, I imagine she and her ally aren't concerned with playing nice with whatever lies down below.
Ally. Now, again, the attitude changes a little, and he leans forward, looking a little more intently. Now, you said ally. What exactly would you describe this ally as? Another individual? What did they look like? Humanoid? Insectoid? What?
It's definitely another entity, unique, an individual from Chemise. I would describe it as ink on the water, wrapped up in smoke, many, many eyes, and clearly intelligent, and with a capacity for amusement, much like yourself.
What colour eyes?
Ooh. Did you actually tell me? I've forgotten.
Green. They were green.
Thank you. That was where I got green from. Green. Green eyes.
Oh, that's not good. Ooh. Okay, well, thank you for that information. He looks around at the various bits and pieces. Yeah, I think I'm good. You all have a lovely day. And he turns and walks into the back.
Hey, wait! What do you know?
Are you following him?
Yes!
Okay. As you round the corner, there is nobody there.
Our sepsis be damned!
Well done, Icarus. You just gave away your only bargaining chip. Also, come here a moment. And she's going to walk up and she's just going to grab one of his feathers on the side of his head and just yank it with all of her force. Why? We told you that this had to be kept under wraps to avoid mass panic, and you just go and blurt it out whilst threatening a shopkeeper in cartel territory whilst we are surrounded by the cartel. What is wrong with you?
And let's not get into
trying to get us killed?
And let's not forget the fact that this guy seems to have some kind of weird, divine, undead magic shit going on.
And you just told everything. How do we know that that entity was not a master he was waiting for? Maybe it was a friend of his. And now he's gone, with no way to trace him, and he now has all that information.
Mum, Dad, stop fighting.
So, incidentally, Seethe, I would say you rolled a 24 for your stealth. You for the most part, there doesn't really seem to be anything really expensive. There's blades, there's short swords, there's bits and pieces of armor that looks like it was peeled off bodies. Basically, bits and pieces that have been procured. But you are actually fairly proud of yourself for having managed to stealthily acquire some stuff. When you look up and realize, dude's fucking gone. Literally, you can just carry this entire fucking store out if you wish.
Look, Jurnis, I hate to say this, but I think when we get back up to the city, we're going to need to go and visit the Siren Charter.
I was afraid you'd say that. But
we're going to need to visit the
Siren Charter. Because if there's any weird mystical shit going on, they're more than likely to have answers.
Well, they're more likely to throw me in a prison cell. But regardless, have you learned a lesson here, Icrius?
Is it just me or is everybody cutting out?
A little bit.
Everybody's cutting out.
I'm fine receiving, but not sure about broadcasting.
Meanwhile, I'm cutting in.
Oh, hey.
Hey, D.
Hi.
Hey, D.
Real quick, how you doing?
You evil person.
Just listening in for a bit.
Okay.
Yeah, Jurnis is just basically doing like the annoyed mother voice and the pointing at Icrius now. Like, what have we learned here, Icrius?
He actually looks down and quiet for a little while.
I came in at the perfect spot.
I'm sorry. There's so much about this place I don't understand. It's so completely, utterly different in every way, every regard to Yabalhari and Tugaval. I'm very much out of my depth. I don't understand all the things about the cartels and all these organizations. It's so much simpler back home, and I'm just trying to do my best. And yeah, I'm not doing a fantastic job.
That's all right, but understand
now
this.
I feel sorry for him. He's taken the wind out of my sails. And also,
Wow.
don't think I didn't see what you attempted there.
Right, before we go back to Grimscar, no one is to use the B word, especially in front of my mother.
Exactly.
Understood.
And can I just say, Graz holds a finger up, you wanted all the weapons? She points to the store filled with merchandise. I guess everyone grabbed some shit?
Well, at least that worked out.
Is there any light armor like on the leather tier?
Yeah. Again,
take all the
the DM did not expect this. We will do a little bit of inventory at some point later on.
Okay,
If someone
good.
in mind to
Say
DM.
we kind of grab everything we can.
Yes, we
All the
will
daggers
see
are
what we
mine.
get.
All of
Okay.
them.
I will say, because I did have a plan for this, Icarus is specifically looking for medium armor. You know, something he can fly in.
Okay. We will. We will go through some of that stuff later on. Not an issue.
Yeah,
In the
now
meantime, let's see. D,
Yes.
or should that be Chemise?
That would be Chemise, yes.
Yeah. Meanwhile, somewhere else, deep down, a very dark place.
Warm
You
and
can
cold.
see. Oh, beautiful and cold. You actually feel a soft breeze, actually a fairly stiff breeze as you are moving at speed.
And as the breeze continues, Chemise is removing those bandages that she was wearing throwing them carelessly behind herself, luxuriating in the cold air, stretching her arms out, stretching her legs out, almost dancing.
You seem to be in a good mood.
It's cool and dark and beautiful.
It is quite picturesque, I won't lie. Just wait until you see the city itself.
I trust you.
Good. I will say you're probably leaving a little trail, but it's not like they can do anything.
Oh, don't you want to see any of them again? I want to see Icrius again.
Really?
Oh,
What do you
yes.
want to see him for?
Well, I want to turn him to our side.
That would be an achievement.
It would be so spectacular for him to understand what we understand.
Well,
I have
I
wisdom to give him.
suppose.
We have wisdom to give him.
I mean,
More
if
than-
he's willing to listen, I'm sure we can educate him on the truth of things.
Well, the more a person is lost, the more they'll listen.
Ah, you want to break him first. I see. Well, yes, if that's what you want, of course. Incidentally, what was it you wanted to... Oh, well, yes, that was it. We never actually got to that part, did we?
What part?
My name.
Yes! Yes. I've waited. I want to know.
Indeed. There we go. Sorry, the DM lost the freaking note there for some reason, and everything went screwy on. I think, Mazaena.
Mazaena. Can I shout it?
Say that again.
Can I shout it?
Please do.
Mazaena! She calls out into the echoing of the dark. Feels good.
Thank you. I appreciate
free.
that.
I feel free, but I want to be freer. I want everyone to know. I want everyone to see.
No, don't worry, they will. First thing is first. We need to arrange an introduction with the locals.
The locals?
Oh yes, of course. There are a few people who, well, I wouldn't say live is the word. There are a few who dwell down here that will be of use. They will help you on the right path. We need to play nice. And when the time is right, of course, we can replace them. But for now, we need to play the game and get what we need from them.
Yeah. I'm ready.
Good. I've waited over 10,000 years for this.
I've waited. She kind of looks around and almost has lucidity, but then it's just gone in an instant, and she's... How long has it been?
It has been a little while. But, time is relative, shall we say, especially when you are eternal like us.
Eternal.
Indeed. Well, as eternal as it can be. I mean, we're not... Well, we last, but we weren't... How do I put this? We were not born to be eternal. It is more something that we've acquired over time.
I want to acquire that. I want to be perfect and cool and beautiful like a diamond.
You will. Don't you worry about that. But yes, at least these individuals down below, they'll put you on the right path to lichdom.
That's such a strange word.
Mhm.
I like the way it sounds. Sounds like it's a word that's been waiting for me.
Exactly. It's something you deserve, my dear. Only the best for my friends.
And then I'll give you only the best. As much as you need, as often as you need. I'm hungry.
I will admit there's little down here to feast on. And some of the insects, perhaps, but I would rather we do not interact with them yet.
No.
I need you stronger first, and then you
Yes.
can kill them all.
Yes. Is the city, where is it?
Not much further. Not much further. But to be clear, first we play nice.
Yes.
We get you stronger.
Mm-hmm.
And then you help me kill every single one of those insect vermin. And then you become a hero to my people.
I want to be a hero.
You will be, my dear. And as they glide through the darkness, unless there was anything else that Chemise wished to do?
Just
or learn?
to dream. Just to dream.
Mm. And with your friend in tow, Chemise dances and glides through the dark, dreaming of heroism in the night. Meanwhile, up on the surface, I would say at this point you guys are back in the water. You guys have been able to procure one of the ferries that are heading through Dankmar back into Grimscar itself. Mm-hmm. Now, as last time had taught you, the waters around here are filled with feral undead, floating corpses that slowly drift towards any sound. So, I would like everybody to give me a... Let's see, what did we do last time? I would like 3 survival checks. Who is going to lead with the first one?
I have a +2 to mine.
Skullface is going to
Grass has a
help.
+3.
Okay, so pick 3 people who you think are going to be the best. You mentioned Graz had a +3?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Graz is going to go first.
So,
I have a +4 in my survival.
Oh, shit. Okay, so Graz, Tahu, and who is going to be number 3?
I think Skullface will.
So
Okay.
I will ask, do I have an advantage or disadvantage because I was the one who got almost fucking pulled on the last time?
That's a fair question. You get a
might
straight
be
roll.
like a little.
You get
Okay.
a straight roll.
It's gonna like I might be PST.
Yeah, last time I was being kind. So, I only put 1 at you. So, I would like... Okay, yeah, 19. You guys push out from the docks. It is quiet. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. Let the DM narrate your destruction. So, you're able to get past the initial area where you were dealing with some very unpleasant creatures. You actually do notice there's still various dark stains around here where other battles have taken place. Seethe, you actually came in a different route when you first visited this area. You've never actually sailed over Dankmire. So to clarify, this entire lake that's filled in from the waterfall to the north, the water is fetid. There's this horrible, briny, salty, almost sewage smell. And there are bodies floating around everywhere. And again, every now and then, some of them look up blankly and then look back down. On occasion, you'll hear a help, help, robotically in the distance. Aren't you able to get, I would say, about here before Graz, yeah, she basically starts hiccuping in terror because Graz does not like the undead for some strange reason. And
Can't imagine why.
Yeah, and you do notice that one or two of the corpses, this is the surreal thing, they are floating face down and you don't see them move at all, that they slowly start to rotate in the water to track you. And as you look over, one or two do seem to be slowly trailing behind you.
What's propelling them? Are they even kicking their legs?
Exactly. They're just floating.
Can I use darts and in opposite sync of, like, say her hiccups, toss darts behind in a way to maybe get the sound to go away from us? Like to cause a flash, like lob them, like.
You can try, sure. That would be deception, I think. Okay, yeah. With a 15, I think
I can waste some darts.
Yeah, okay. I would say, given how long this river is, I would say call it 15 darts.
That's fine.
All in all. You do notice that half of the group that was trailing after you breaks off. And it's weird. These floating face down corpses, they're almost like bumping into each other as they're sort of like sharks slowly moving around these bloop, bloop, before eventually losing interest and just continuing to just like drift in the water, black hair trailing out. At least one of them follows you for a bit further until eventually that too loses interest. And you eventually manage to get to the other end of the dock in... Yes.
Sorry to interrupt, but a thought occurs to me, and Icrius had a lot of thinking time on that voyage. Has there been any record, any tale at all of any Obsepsis Paladin or figure dealing with a lich? Because a lich is pretty top tier shit, and I'm curious if anyone has dealt with one before, to Icarus's knowledge.
That's an incredibly good question.
Yeah, it is, because it occurred to me, because you said this is a pretty low magic setting. Most people don't know about magic or dragons, which totally don't exist. So has anyone even actually faced a lich? Is it all just tales and theoreticals? I just really want to know.
I won't even make you roll for this because it does kind of fit with your background. There are legends 2,000 years ago of the founding of the Union, the country that is north of Jabal Hari. A legend telling of a terrible necromancer who was working with undead forces. They were working alongside all the quote unquote monstrous races trying to build an army that would destroy, all the quote-unquote the forces of light. Creatures such as tieflings, orcs, goblins, that kind of thing. Trolls, even. And fortunately, the forces of light, led by an alliance, or rather a union, of elves, dwarves, and humans, were able to destroy this necromancer and shatter their armies, scattering them into the plains to the far east of the continent. This was the founding of the Union itself, and the capital of the Union is actually centered around the citadel of this necromancer. It is called Unity.
Of course.
What its original name was and its original purpose kind of been lost to the ages. This is again around 2,000 years ago. It is a story that you've heard because, anyone from the Union is pretty proud of their quote-unquote heritage and likes to, shout about, how against, the monstrous races they are. In recent years, of course, tieflings, orcs, and all the others, they have actually joined the Union themselves. Because, people are people, regardless of races. In regards to a lich itself, there have been stories. Off the top of your head, you can't think of a specific example, but you do know that there were rumors that the necromancer was actually an undead themselves, potentially a lich.
And importantly, this all happened in the Union up north, where Chemise is from.
That's very true.
Interesting.
It is, isn't it?
This does not bode well.
It all bodes well for somebody.
Yes. Alright. Thank you for indulging my curiosity.
You are very welcome. So, we find ourselves back in Grimscar, the little goblin town that's built towards the more populated area of the sinkhole. The DM is going to find the actual map. There we go. So, what is it that you guys are doing exactly? Are you heading straight to Matthias and bringing him the relevant info?
That seems to be the wisest course of action.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Scully, I'll let you do the talking on this.
Right, no problem.
Okay.
I would like to be clear about something, and I'm promising you this right now. My beak is sealed. You know what you're talking about.
Good. Because like I said, if that gets out in this area, it will cause a panic, mass hysteria.
I trust it isn't wrong with me to say that at least I hope Matthias will be willing to help.
No, these are his people. Despite his unsavory methods, I do believe he genuinely cares about their welfare.
Good. I hope you're right.
I would like to pipe in really fast to ask a question of the DM very quickly.
Absolutely.
Am I remembering wrong? Is Grimscar the place where Chemise had her tavern chow?
No.
Her what, sorry?
No, that was
that was a different town. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, she had her little meal in basically that was I'd say it's about 20 miles away from here.
Oh, okay. I'm sure there's
Something
no
like
panic there. I'm gonna go silent again.
Oh no, we trust me, we get into that at some point. Someone's going to get a message in the mail. Okay. So you guys head down the various, by main streets and back alleys of Grimscar. Again, for those of you who are new to the area, the best way to describe this place that is built on top of the ruins of a crashed city in the middle of a sinkhole. Imagine Venice on hills where all the buildings are on stilts, but instead of water, it is rubble and ruin and trash and dirt. There is no real straight line in this place. Everything, all the roads kind of go up, down, around, curve around. It is a very rickety, chaotic-looking place, but it is filled with people, not just goblins, humans, dragonborn, a couple of tieflings. It's quite a cosmopolitan area. If anything, more cosmopolitan and more diverse than the upper city. It is also seedy as heck. You do notice, the occasion. Yeah, it's very seedy. You understand this kind of place, seedy. This is definitely a place where anything can be acquired if you know where to look. You eventually head towards a more expensive area where there's slightly less trash on the streets. Still fairly grimy for the most part. You notice neon signs, a large ogre woman outside a door that's entitled The Broken Wing. You hear casino music playing, which the DM did not prepare, so just pretend you hear that. Now, here's the question, is who is going inside to see Matthias? Is anyone staying outside? Is anybody doing anything else while they are in Grimscar?
Well, last time Icky wasn't invited to speak to Matthias, so I don't think bringing him in now would be a good idea. Can we trust you to behave yourself on the casino floor, or should we deposit you back with Scully's mother?
No, it'll be fine. I'll just stand guard out here. Besides, you may need me to explain the situation to Matthias, should he take an interest in the whole lich business. And to clarify, that was quiet.
Okay.
They ain't saying it out loud. They've made it very clear that they don't want this spreading.
Icrius just kind of sits next to Icarus, basically.
All right. So everyone goes inside?
She's basically going to try and keep him under control. Stop him doing anything stupid.
Okay. Yeah, we wouldn't want that, would we?
It's not gonna happen. He's had a terrible day and his spirits are low.
So, if memory serves, it was Graz, Jurnis, Skullface, and Ang who had the meeting. Yep. Okay. You are recognized by one of the enforcers who takes you straight away to a back room. You go up some stairs, past some changing rooms, and eventually you find yourself in the dark but well-furnished office of Matthias Hill, a large, bald bugbear.
Just going to say that Icrius gave the information to Jurnis.
Okay.
Can't big notes, basically.
Oh, you're back. I'm glad to see you all again. I trust your mission was successful.
Well, she's dead.
Good. She creeped me out. Far too clingy.
There's a reason for that, Matthias.
Other than the fact that I asked you really nice?
No, I mean... I don't know. I can't say for certain, it's just my personal conjecture, but I think the real one, because I can't remember. Player cannot remember the name, but the character does.
Natrix.
Matrix.
Natrix. Yeah.
Thing is, we can't let this get out. Right, Nadine has already handled it. She's got her cartel out of there. We got all the information of what we're up to. He kind of looks to Jurnis, who's got the notes. But here's the thing, Natrix, I don't know if she always was, or if she got replaced by one, but she was a Barghest.
You never seen a man this big and scary looking. For the briefest moment, look, there's a bit of actual fear there. It's like, now, excuse me a moment. Are you fucking serious? He actually leans forward. He actually gets up from behind his desk, turns around past you guys, checks his door, locks it, and then comes back in and sits down.
Your face looks to Ang, says, Ang, you got that file, yeah?
Yep. And Aang pulls the vial out and sets it on the table.
Yes, the Natrix juice. Yes, I remember.
Yes.
Like
we needed proof.
Nadine knows, because she was, frankly, there. She didn't see us kill her, but she saw the aftermath. She's going to do what she can on her end, but yeah. Natrix was a Barghest.
He doesn't touch the vial, he's just staring at it unblinking. Well, I see why she was so interested in spending some time with me. That is concerning.
Here's the thing, though. I'm not sure if the Barghest was the real Natrix or not. Because she has a brother. And from what Nadine told us, he doesn't seem to share her proclivities.
Glitz, yeah. He's head of the Blind Runners. He helps with the distribution of goods and materials.
Yes, but according
Interesting.
to a letter we found amongst her possessions, he is the one who provided her with that to make her meals more interesting, as well as some meals.
For clarification, the vial that's on the table is Natrix juice, as in actual bits of Natrix's body, her liquefied body. Seethe has the brown vial with poison. You don't know about that.
Alright, fair enough then.
Only I know about that. For the most
You
part.
do.
Found a letter.
You're not in the room.
Glitz apparently sent her some meals that would be appropriate to her palate, I believe the wording in the letter was.
That requires an investigation. I appreciate what you've done, but I don't think you would be best suited to something of this nature, my dear. If indeed he has been, as you say, knowingly feeding one of those things, then this is something that needs to be handled internally.
Perhaps
specifically
not
involved
send some of your goblin agents towards it.
I have many. You've seen Matilda outside.
Skullface is also going to show him the receipt and the letter regarding the bomb.
Interesting. Let's see how much he knows. That's going to be okay. Interesting. Scrap. Unless I'm mistaken, this is... Indeed. Now that makes the narrative a little more confusing. Why would one of the leaders of the Veil want to attack their own people? Now... Ooh. I'm sorry, you did throw me for a loop there.
There's also another complication.
Oh good, please, do tell.
Personally, I think this is something that should be handled up top, but we have reason to believe that there's now a lich somewhere in the Undersea.
A lich?
That's the assumption we're going with. Personally, I think it could be anything, but I'd need to consult with a few people up top first.
For the sake of argument, do you basically give him the gist of what happened with...
Yeah, basically fill him in.
Okay. I won't lie, that is concerning, but thank you for bringing that up to my attention. I'm sure the right people will know. Again, as you say, this is more of a up-top kind of thing, but anything that involves down below, we're the ones who are going to get the brunt of it first. So I will make sure the relevant people down here are aware. Thank you. You've all done exactly as I requested. I do appreciate prompt and efficient service. What was your opinion of Nadine, if you don't mind me asking, professionally? Someone... a strong leader, or someone who should be replaced with someone more useful?
Personally, I think she handles herself pretty well, given the situation. I mean, I'll admit, I was freaking out myself a little bit.
Understandable. Well, if you think she's worth my time, I will give her that meeting she's been asking for then. At least we know she's not one of those things. I assume.
Well, she gave no indication, so...
Did she seem on edge, nervous, angry, upset?
I get the feeling that I get the feeling that she wanted to go and deal with Natrix herself, if you get my drift.
Very well, very well. I'll give her that chance that she's been asking for. Well, I do believe for the moment our business is concluded. Oh, your godmother is now up and about, and she would like a word with you at some point. I would recommend... Yeah. I would like you to personally give her this information. And he slides the documents over to you. Do make sure nobody else sees that before she does.
Don't worry. I'm making sure... Don't worry, we've made sure outside of... We could... Yeah. Sorry about
that. Words are so hard!
I know. Yeah. And obviously the... you know what is being kept as secret as we can.
I would hope so. To clarify, we know that all of the explosives have been removed. In fact, you do actually make a good point. He leans back forward and he removes one piece of paper that mentions that, it was his warehouse that was containing the explosives, and he starts tearing it up. Nothing we need to worry about.
It's a shame we'll never know where they got those explosives.
Exactly that, Miss Springsinger. Now, I do believe that all for now, gentlemen. Thank you. There is one thing I did want to discuss with you, though, Miss Springsinger, if you wouldn't mind staying behind a moment. Does everybody leave?
Sorry, I got distracted. What was it?
Yeah. Basically,
Scoface basically bundles Graz and Ang out of the room, basically.
Yeah. I would say Graz does look a little bit wary and suspicious, but not much you can do about it. Basically, Matthias said, do you want a private chat for a moment?
To Jurnis?
To Jurnis.
Is it a business?
Oh, it is always business, my dear. You strike me as a very capable killer, but you are also quite the beauty too, and I do believe that you are now looking for a more regular line of employment now that poor Professor Clears is no longer with us. Word is that tavern of hers and the college is probably going to go under. Despite the attempts of the barman and his husband and everything, I don't see them lasting much longer. I believe in recruiting talent when I can, and I wanted to give you an offer. Permanent employment in my service.
And what would be in the job description, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, entertainment primarily, but I would on occasion require you to solve problems for me. Every now and then I get some people coming in here who sometimes I just don't want to leave. Having a pretty face to distract them in their final moments would be very lucrative. I'm willing to pay a high price for your services.
Tempting, Matthias, very tempting. Unfortunately, I haven't quite decided whether or not I wish to stay in the city. Is it a standing offer for the moment, or is it a answer now?
Oh, I've been playing this game long enough to know that I don't try and strong-arm talent just like that. No, that's rude. I am nothing if not a gentleman. But just know this. For the time being, at least, the offer stands. And if you are looking to leave the city, well, the cartel that I'm tied to, we have branches all over the place. I'm sure I could find you work somewhere else.
A very kind offer.
There's always room for a beauty and a killer in our organization.
Well,
are you sure I can't tempt you in the meantime?
Not at this moment. Let me focus on whatever shenanigans this is going on with. But I'll get back to you, Matthias. After all, you've proven to be rather
I'm
trustworthy.
so sorry, Jurnis, you completely cut out there.
Damn it. Alright. I was saying, perhaps we'll put that on the back burner for now.
Hello?
Can you hear
me? Oh no, did we actually lose her?
God,
I can hear her. Yeah.
Oh, it might be on my end. It might be the DM that's got the really bad connection then. I apologise.
Yeah,
I can hear you. Can you hear us?
Fine.
Yeah,
I
can hear everyone.
You guys, can you hear me?
Yeah,
I can hear you.
Absolutely, you're coming in clear.
Okay,
I can hear you.
Can Dennis hear me?
I can hear you now. Yes. So, okay.
At the moment,
but who's on first?
What's on second?
Exactly.
At the moment, Matthias, I'm not sure whether I'll be staying, so I appreciate the offer and I'll keep it in mind, but I'll try and see if I can if it's worth putting down permanent roots here or moving to somewhere else. But you've proven yourself a trustworthy friend, and I'll keep you in mind if I do decide to stay.
I do appreciate that. In the meantime, just remember to make sure that while I do make a fantastic friend, this is true, you don't want to accept offers from just any old people. If you were to say side with one of the other card elves, that would be complicated, shall we say. Now, of course, me and Margot, we're very good friends and all. But any of the others that might make things awkward, shall we say?
Well, to be fair, you're the only cartel I've had any pleasant dealings with, so I think it's highly unlikely I'll be going anywhere else.
Let's hope so. He leans forward, takes your hand, and kisses it. Until we meet again, my dear.
Stay safe, my dear. And perhaps I'll see you soon.
I do hope so.
Out the door and just rubbing her hand on her thigh as soon as the door closes. Just, okay, that was... okay.
Yeah, exactly. That was the energy in that room.
Right, well, first things first, we need to get back up top. We come out of that fence.
Actually,
After you,
first
Seethe.
things,
Right.
I think we'll need to do something else first. Pokes your head out of the casino. You're still alive? You haven't caused any riots, have you?
That's a good question. Meanwhile, in the casino... What has the rest of the party been doing? Because I'm very
About
curious.
3 hours. Okay.
Icrius has been playing nice like he said. He hasn't made any fuss whatsoever. He's just been standing like stoic, like a proper vigil, just keeping an eye on things. Basically just staring ahead, to be honest.
Yeah, Icrius has kind of just been sat next to him.
Okay.
Oh boy, I presume everyone's passive perception's above an 8. Everyone who's present, anyway.
You'd assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bird Boy's been silently crying again. Got tears. Yeah, he's got damp, feathery cheeks. He's not making a peep. That's it.
Is anyone else doing anything while the bird boy's sad?
I'd say Icrius just kind of put her paw on his foot.
Oh.
Yeah. Hey, at least you have. Oh yeah, and I'd assume dog is on the other side.
Yes.
Okay.
I put my head on his knee so that he can pet.
You are the meat in a dog sandwich.
The good dogs.
Yeah, the best boy and girl.
Making me picture like Icrius and the dog and like a little caption underneath like peanuts that says you can't spell paladin without pal.
I love it.
I kind of want.
I love that.
Yes, he's definitely taken up the petting of Tiberius.
Just let Tiberius lick you. You know what was in that mouth.
Actually, he doesn't.
He doesn't. No.
He doesn't.
Oh God.
Right.
So, Seethe and Tahu, are you doing anything while you're in the casino? I do know that Seethe has something she desperately wants to do, but it's not in this building.
I would like to add that yes, Icrius is petting dog, but as he looks from dog to like Arcanus, he actually just says under his breath, "Thank you," and that's it.
Icrius gives him a nod.
Oh,
Oh.
genuinely touched, both in and out of character.
Yeah, that was a really cute scene, that. Oh, jeez. And I felt, again, you made the DM feel a human emotion for half a second. Good job.
There will be
You're
consequences.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I gotta balance it out. There will be consequences for that. So, CD and Tahu, are you doing anything while you're in the casino, or are you just waiting to get out?
I just realised, for what CD wants to do, she's going to need them freaking documents.
That's unfortunate.
I asked for them back, but the scene progressed.
Yeah. These things do happen.
Yeah. And the guy in the casino has them now, right?
He actually,
Skullface.
Skullface has them at the moment, but you do not know this yet. I would say after a little while, your friends, your associates, the kill stealers show up, and you guys can either hang in the casino, or I'm assuming you're heading straight back to Grimscar. To the top wall.
Yep.
Okay.
I was going to say, did we get paid our reward money at all? Or?
You did. You did indeed. And of course, the DM, being well prepared and everything and having his notes to hand, has remembered how much that was.
Can CD roll to see how much of the document she remembers offhand?
Yeah, give me a history check.
Sorry, Dennis, did I hear that right? Did you need a reminder of how much
I was going to say,
they were promised 1,000 gold each. I remember that for sure.
Right, I was going to say, Icrius did give CD a copy of the notes as well.
Oh, never mind then.
Yeah, so you have the information, but if memory serves, again, this might be the DM losing track, but if memory serves, you were told to get any kind of information and bring it with you.
Yes.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, that'll be fine. It's fine. I'm sure everything's fine. So,
Amongst another thing, there.
yes.
But yeah, that was pretty much the mission.
Exactly. So, unless there's anything else that people wish to do, I would say, as you guys head out of the casino into the town and head up to Top City, I think we might end the session there.
Fair enough.
Seem fair?
Okay. Yep.
So how much
Okay,
did you say
with
we
a-
got in the reward again?
1,000 gold pieces.
Each?
Plus, each.
I presume it's only for the people who are actually invited.
Exactly. So it's basically, it was for Ang, for Graz, for Jurnis, and for Skullface.
Chemise walks in and collects the reward and says, "I'll just pick it up later."
Well, Graz, you're definitely buying the whiskey to refill my flask.
Yeah, alright, fair enough. In that case, she takes it and she downs the last few bits. She is officially smashed. Throw it on red! She runs forward and she puts 100 gold on red. Fuck it. You know what? Jurnis, roll me a D20.
She puts 100 gold. She puts 100 gold on top of Jurnis.
No, she wants to
like
top
that.
Jurnis in a different way.
I just literally pictured her like, I'm gonna make a bet, and then just dropping the gold on top of Jurnis's head and going 100 on red.
No,
You know what?
She wants to,
That is
she
canon.
wants to top Jurnis in a different way.
Yes.
Oh well.
I mean, you know what? Both of those things, canon. Yeah. So yeah, Graz actually does that. She's just giggling. She is absolutely smashed at this point. By the way, she is definitely going to need to buy you some new whiskey.
Crap's odds.
That's hilarious. Now, come on, let's get you out of here before you make some very poor decisions with the roulette wheel.
Okay. So, are you okay there, Lancer?
Just looking up the roulette odds.
And Icrius is saying, always bet on beak.
Red and black.
Well, gambling is a sin.
Hmm.
Only alcohol is allowed.
Have
Screw that.
In America, you have a 47.37% chance of getting red or black. And in Europe, you have a 48.65%.
How do you get both? Again, I've never played roulette. I know that we've just gone down a massive rat hole, but I'm genuinely curious now.
I think it's 30 black space. No, 16 black spaces, 16 red, 1 green.
Oh, okay. Oh, I got you.
Because you have to push the odds so that they're not in the favor of the player, so it can't literally just be 50-50, of course.
Wow, that makes sense.
There's a picture of a roulette board on the player chat.
Yeah. Okay, I'll check that out after. But yes, so that was another calm, chill, relaxing, stress-free episode of Voarcel.
Totally stress-free.
I mean, let's be honest, comparatively.
Yeah. Nobody died.
It's just the most awful day of Icricus' life, but yeah.
I mean, you got all the things you
okay.
needed.
It is true. I did actually achieve what I set out to do this session, so yay!
And Jurnis ripped out 3 of your feathers for it.
And you can be excited because Chemise is thinking about you.
Yay!
You have something to look forward to, an interesting reunion.
In the
Yeah.
meantime,
I was glad that Jurnis chewed Icarus out. He was acting entirely, irrationally.
I have a lot of information to share with you, stranger, and you're going to listen.
He's used to people being a lot more open and cooperative.
Oh, you are in the wrong city for that, my friend.
I know!
right now, Skullface is struggling with the fact that he would probably get treated as a hero for killing a bar guest, but he can't say anything because not because he just wants to cause a panic, because his mother will kill him.
Everyone would have probably noticed too that Jurnis was a lot less fidgety and jumpy as soon as they got out of the mine.
Oh, yeah. I was noticing that Jurnis was being quiet and weird in the mine. And that was just me as out of the picture for most of it, just listening in. Ooh, Jurnis is off. What's going on with Jurnis?
So, a little bit of lore drops, a little bit of mysterious hints as to things going on. Any theories from the peanut galleries?
We're gonna end up in the Underdark soon.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
I want to know who that shopkeeper was. What up with that?
Seriously. Did you plan that deal, or did I just force you to make shit up?
Here's the thing. He was actually going to show up because, again, the whole thing with that particular character, whether or not he ever shows up again, who knows, but that was a very particular type of character with a very particular set of morals and interests and values, and you definitely caught his attention and interest.
Honestly, he reminds me of Gonta O'Dim from The Witcher 3.
I will say this, full disclosure, he is heavily inspired by Patches from the Dark Souls franchise.
Oh no!
And Bloodborne.
I everything then.
Yeah.
Don't stand near with him, dear buddy.
You can't have Patches.
Yeah, Chemise wanted to kill him in the first session they met because
that would have gone very interesting for her.
Yeah, sorry, you.
I have a suspicion of what he is.
Like knows like.
Yes, actually, that's actually it. He could sort of smell a little something unusual on you, but he is in a position, or he has a perspective on the world that the rest of you don't have.
Yeah, and I want to know if he put together. What I want to know for that theory is if he put together. Okay, there's this lich maybe. Wait a minute, one of them is not here.
Yeah. Oh no, he instantly figured. Yeah, he figured it was Chemise that was the problem. That wasn't the issue. but the thing is, his attitude changed a little when you described the friend.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, I know what that is. That's an actual problem for normal people, not these worthless mundanes.
Yeah, and I need to get out of here. I'm going to close up shop. Right, closing shop.
Yeah, and he closed shop by literally walking into another room and disappearing.
Yeah, I like that. That was really interesting. And also, oh my god, my phone, I'm going to have to like put my phone in rice after like that Matthias. It's so slimy now.
Yeah. It's like, I will say this, it's like, I kind of felt that I had to put that in there at one point, because, like, Jurnis, the character, was like, oh, well, he's, pretty nice and all that. He's the leader of a cartel. These are all not very nice people.
Jurnis knows that. She's just playing nice.
Yeah.
Jurnis plays nice with everyone, just in case.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry. But yeah, he was basically, in case the subtext wasn't clear enough, he literally was hiring Jurnis as a Black Widow killer.
Yeah. So Seethe, basically. He wanted a Seethe.
He wanted a Sparrow.
Yeah.
Yes, a Sparrow.
And that's a cool war reference.
I got the reference, but yeah. Again, they are called the Skin Breakers. Their main trade was in...
I have the weirdest feeling that Jurnis might get a little notice going, hey, do you want to introduce me to that guy? Mother no.
Well, you never know.
I'm going to say something about Matthias after we get off stream.
So it's your opinion is so strong it is not safe for Twitch. That's fair. That's absolutely fair. So, any other comments, theories, questions? You now know. Well, you lot don't know, but Chemise now knows the name of her friend.
Mazaina.
Yeah.
Sounds like something.
Yeah, I was going to say...
Who is most likely an infamous necromancer? Well, they do have a tendency to cling on in some shape or form.
Well...
that's a valid theory.
Yeah. It's a possibility. I mean, it's one of many, 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 many possibilities.
But yeah,
I would like to make one comment regarding trial patches. I really did know there was something off about that guy from the start. Like I
remember.
It was supernaturally slimy. I honestly thought that he was in league with Natrix, to be honest.
No, I would say this, full disclosure.
Is he was so negative towards paladins,
Yeah. Again, I don't know if you're ever going to meet him again, to be fair. It depends. But he is someone who, I would say he punishes greed. And he considers paladins greedy. Anything to do with, people extorting money in praise of their ridiculous sky gods. He thinks that he has very little of opinion of that. However, his opinion did seem to change when he heard that, this den of inequity that I've set up shop in the middle of seems to be shutting down, and the kobold slaves seem to have gone.
So what you're saying is, it would have ended really badly for Icrius going in and demanding his stock in the name of his god?
Yes. It also, probably bullet dodged, would have ended very badly for you guys had you gone farming for mushrooms.
Yeah, believe me, Icrius would not have led with for the glory of Obsepsis. He was approaching the situation like a public servant. So fucking concerned with the safety of just every citizen, shithole or non-shithole alike.
Yeah,
He is going to have an aneurysm when he realizes Skullface, Ang, and Icricus are all basically law enforcement.
I mean, he knows. I believe you did explain the whole warden thing. He just wasn't very impressed because you were, working with criminals. But yeah, Icrius is kind of treated like, oh god, this is such a murky situation. Like it's all a mess. The law enforcement works with criminals, and
And the very final thing before we wrap up the stream and everything, the person who paid for all of this to happen was one of the Veril, one of the rat folk, who's on the front cover of this adventure, which is called Pact of the Rat. Huh.
Weird.
So that's that Elder Scritch then with the glasses?
No, I would actually say it's the one on the... I would say it's one of the ones on the right. That's one of the elders.
Are these the ones going after the cheese?
Aha! I see
would
what you
like
did
to
there.
say one more thing.
Yes.
The reason why Icrius blabbed about the deed to the shopkeeper, trusty old Patches, is that he literally thought they were on the same side.
Oh no, anything but. He was basically hanging around there because I'm in the middle of cartel territory. Everyone here is very bad indeed, and I'm just going to do what I'm going to do.
Yeah, Icrius' understanding, and admittedly the players as well, was that literally Natrix was the only odd duck here. Due to being a whole demon and all that. Yeah, I've basically been weaponizing my difficulty to catch up with all this deep lore. We were being D were thrust into this, and it was very hard to process all this stuff, especially when our characters weren't being involved in it. So I figured, okay, how can I make this work? Weaponize. Have your character not give a shit. Well, now he's going to try and give a shit. Yes, D?
I just have one thing to say to you.
Sure.
Quack.
Okay. Very enlightening. Thank you very much, D.
Choo choo pickle pie. Well, going down the list, that is going to be a good night from the goodest boy who eventually let go of the dead corpse of that poor innocent goblin cartel member, Aja.
It's not over.
It's not.
Oh, shit. A good night from the not so problematic Paladin, who is pretty much, he's pretty pissed off, and he's got shit to do. Kubur.
Pissed off and hurting. I can't believe I entered this game being Icrius is gonna be the asshole, but no, 9 out of 10 of my characters, oh no, he has a heart of gold and it's hurting.
I legitimately wanted to give him a hug.
Aww. So did the puppies.
Yeah. A good night from the once and future queen, D.
Good night, everyone. Do the right thing by each other. Wear a mask. I always do.
Good night from our new addition, Frux, who is... Her interests are completely aligned with the party and are not going to be any kind of thing to concern ourselves with at any point. No.
Good night. Wear a mask. Stay safe. And trans lives a human life. Trans lives a human life.
Damn straight.
110%. A good night from Ang, the Kung Fu kitty, who didn't get to do much Kung Fu with this session, but we'll see what happens
he
next
did do
time.
something very important. He ensured that Icrius wouldn't be left starving to death in absolute...
Yes! The Saviour! The Saviour!
I would say I'd play the game.
Yes.
Thank you for saving my life.
Yeah.
Just a very observant kitty.
Hell yeah.
This is why Tabaxi are the best.
You're not wrong. It's going to be a good night from Jurnis Spring Singer, who is in such high demand, and everyone wants to spend some time with her.
Oh, I need a
think
shower.
I-
Oh, God, he kissed my hand. Oh.
I think what you meant to say was "mom," because Jurnis was "mom" this session.
Eh? She's keeping those feathers too, by the way.
And last but not least, a very good night from Arcanus and Wex. Seethe.
Night night.
Good night, everybody. See you next time.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.